Hello everyone, how's everyone doing? My name is Gimme More Cosplay, and today I'm here with my lovely co-host Shane the Train. Hi Shane, how you doing?
Hi. More roped me out of retirement. I'm here.
I literally messaged him today because I know he's been taking a few days off of work, so I messaged him. I was like, what are you doing today? He's like, I'm resting. And I'm like, too bad, we're playing video games and casting.
Yeah, accounting busy season ends, and immediately they're like, hey, so you're free now, right? You should just cast.
Yeah, basically. That's basically what I did with him. So, yeah. Are you excited for tonight?
I am excited for tonight. It's good to be back casting, and it looks like honestly we're gonna have a pretty good series today. Heavy hitters, and I'm not trolling, throwing down tonight.
Yeah, it's gonna be super exciting. I know they have a little rivalry going on right now, so it's gonna be fun to be able to watch them and see how they perform. Let's go ahead and take a look at the map view. All right, with heavy hitters on the left and I'm not trolling on the right, our bans for the night, maps you will not see, is gonna be Sky Temple, Tomb of the Spider Queen, Dragonshire, and Volskaya Foundry. I'm Not Trolling has first map pick, and they picked Battle of Eternity. How do you feel about Battle of Eternity?
I mean, it's a very fun map. One of the things that I like about it is that there's a lot of different strategies that you can pull out that'll work. As an offlaner from back in the day, one of the things that I really like about this map is that there's actually a lot of interesting off lanes that you can play on this map. You'll tend to see this is where a lot of the weirder stuff will sometimes come out, some of the tank off lanes and stuff like that, since there's not as much pushing and soaking on this map since there's only 2 lanes. So could be interesting to see if we see something a little off meta come out from either of these teams.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I feel like Vala is going to get banned. Vala and Joanna, I feel like are always going to get banned on this map.
While we're loading in here and they're starting up on these bans, I did want to give a little tail of the tape for tonight as we get into the playoff match. These teams have played each other twice this season, and so far they're only 1 point apart in the standings, but Heavy Hitters has actually gotten the domination in both series so far. So I'm Not Trolling's got something to prove tonight. They're going to have to show up and sort of overcome their demons, shall we say.
Yeah, I think like I said, it's gonna be a very exciting match tonight. We do see the Deathwing and Mephisto being banned out first, which you don't see Deathwing being banned out really ever. So they definitely, that means I'm Not Trolling has a very strong Deathwing, and of course Tahaka, he's gonna get banned out as well. So we'll have to see what Heavy Hitters is gonna do with first pick here. They have Vala and Joanna as good options as their first picks, as the Maeve is going to be, oh my gosh, just forgot about words. Maeve's going to be banned.
Yeah, Deathwing is one of those characters that can just be so obnoxious to play against. If you know a team has a Deathwing player, and I believe, if I remember correctly, I think it might be Shotdown 007 that plays it. I'd have to double check, but playing against Deathwing is just... it can be so hard, especially if you don't draft for it. So sometimes just taking it off is the right call.
Yeah. I mean, we do see the Brightwing first pick, which I like, and then Sylvanas and a Nubarak for I'm Not Trolling here.
I mean, I am going to have to root for I'm Not Trolling since they didn't pick Brightwing, so, I mean, there's that.
I thought Brightwing was your favorite hero.
Brightwing's the reason I don't play anymore.
That's true. All right, now we see the Vala and Artanis being picked up. Of course, the Vala, I figured. I feel like Raynor might be picked up. Raynor, even though he's really strong on this map, I don't see him picked as often as I think people might want to.
Also interesting to note, we do have the Artanis coming out in this draft. This is arguably Artanis' best map. Amateur Opponent is just so strong at being able to do that Immortal race. And pairing it with the Vala, you will have such great Immortal pressure if you get any time alone on it. I do want to note, we saw the Hammer banned away from I'm Not Trolling, so potentially a few spicy picks taken off the board in this draft so far might be a sign of things to come later on in the series.
Yeah, definitely. Very unusual bans for a normal draft, but definitely each team has definitely done their research on the other team. So we're going to see those interesting bans so that no good hero slips through. We do see that Sonya and Anduin are going to be picked up by I'm Not Trolling as well. I kind of like I'm Not Trolling's draft so far.
I think I'm Not Trolling has a much better team fight so far looking at it. I think that Heavy Hitters has a much better race, especially now that they're locking the Lunara. Their race is absolutely crazy. So the onus is going to be on I'm Not Trolling to find those team fights. Sonya Elite plus Light Bomb could be devastating. We do have the ETC to potentially offer some disruption. What do you think this last pick is going to be?
I don't know. Chromie. I'm just rating random hero. Maybe Raynor, Li Ming, Chromie. Obviously a DPS here.
I almost don't want to see a standard racer. So we see Thrall. Thrall definitely isn't a standard racer, although I don't know if that's what I wanted to see. But yeah, I think they need to lean into their team fight this game. Up against this DPS package, they're definitely not winning race in a straight up like race. But if they're able to find that team fight, I think that is really their win condition, being able to find that team fight and picking up those kills, because I think that they're a lot stronger if they get into that clash.
Yeah, definitely. Looking back at the map view, I realized we might get a Towers of Doom game today. It is a best of 5 series, so there's a very high probability I can get my Towers of Doom game in today.
Nah, it's not going to happen.
No, Shay, don't say that. That's so mean.
I forbid these teams.
That's rude. I was kind of looking forward to see if they would get Sky Temple, but I mean, that was the first thing banned, so I was kind of sad about that. I've been liking to watch Sky Temple lately. I'm not sure why.
So, since they locked Thrall, do you think we're going to be seeing... Well, I guess we'll talk about the teams first.
Guys, shit, stop pressing buttons!
I didn't mean to do that, I'm sorry! I didn't mean to. Okay, sorry, we'll get into the draft. Do you want to introduce us to the blue team?
You saw the blue team for Heavy Hitters. We have 8 Monkey on the Artanis. We have, I can't pronounce any of these names. K-Star on the Brightwing, Mooncake on the Lunara, Zathrium on the Vala, and Tezpaco on the ETC.
And for the side of I'm Not Trolling, we have Crimson Chin on the Sonya, Seer on the Sylvanas, the Only Navi on the Thrall, Realistic on the Anduin, and Shot Down 007 on the Anubarak.
The Crimson Chin. You know what that's from?
Here comes the Crimson Chin.
Yeah. Alright. That is such a good show. Did you see that they made a new version of it too?
I really stopped watching it right around whenever they had a kid.
I didn't watch the whole new season. I got kind of bored of it. If they did it as a cartoon version, I might have watched it. Peak cartoonness.
Well, as I was sort of mentioning before I got distracted and did a badumpt, I'm a little shocked that we're not actually seeing the Crash Lightning out of Thrall this game. We actually have the Rolling Thunder, which is a little... Oh, wait, hang on. Anubarak, a little bit of damage, but he is able to slide on out of there. I'm a little surprised, especially because I don't think there's a lot of very tanky targets for the Rolling Thunder to really proc on this game. I mean, you have Sonya you have ETC and you have Artanis, but neither of them are like tanks, you know?
Yeah.
They're not super big health bars.
Well, we are going to see Heavy Hitters going for the bottom camp, as I'm Not Trolling went for the top camp, so they're going to trade out camps here, and we'll see who does the most damage for the walls before objective.
I also want to point out, did you notice something a little strange in the talents?
No, not really, because I only play like 2 of these heroes.
Artanis didn't actually go amateur opponent. He actually went reactive parry this game, which is very interesting. Maybe they've identified that they have a fast enough race with just Lunara and Vala, but Vala is not going Q build either, so the race isn't quite as fast as we might be expecting.
That is true. It might not be. I mean, we have Hatred Vala here, so I feel like it's still gonna be pretty strong, but I mean, only time will tell. Sorry, I keep like burping or coughing. I can't tell.
I mean, it's not going to be as strong, but you know, it's more so what I'm going for is it's not as overwhelming of an advantage as it would have been otherwise. So you know, there is maybe potential if the side of I'm Not Trolling is able to get on those objectives a little bit early, they might be able to actually win races. I still think it maybe slightly leans towards the side of heavy hitters, though.
Ooh, we do see heavy hitters grabbing their bruiser camp, and it looks like they're also going to try to look for the invade on I'm Not Trolling's bruiser camp. They're in it, but oh, they're so low. Vala is extremely low. Anduin just chasing her. ETC is going to go down, and then Thrall coming from behind up onto the Vala, and that's going to be our first 2 deaths of the game. And so now, oh, 3rd death. I missed that. I was going downwards. Should have gone upwards. And so now, I'm Not Trolling has a very strong first lead as they have their top bruiser camp going in. Sonya cleared out the bottom camp, and now they're just heading the objective.
It would have been an ill-advised invade there. They didn't have a talent advantage over the side of I'm Not Trolling. They already had their camp out as well, which meant they had first move onto the Immortal. I think if they just played objective, they would have gotten themselves a nice, easy lead and probably would have been able to convert this first objective, but now they're the ones that have to look for a fight. ETC does go for the slide in, but doesn't really get any priority targets here. Thrall does get stunned though by the Immortal, and he is going to go down, so that gives them a chance to get back into this.
Yeah, I mean, it's still going to be very hard for them to clear out all that. No, wait, maybe never mind, as Anduin's going to go down, and even the Nubrak, never mind. I mean, Sylvanas could still try to poke it out, but I don't think they're going to let her. Yeah, they're keeping Vala, of all people, they're keeping Vala back here?
But here's the thing, though. They're not really racing very quickly. The Lunar is on it, but it's only about half health, and death timers are coming up pretty quickly. They might be able to get one more attempt here at this.
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna try to here. Excuse me, we do have level 7s up for I'm Not Trolling, and they're going in for the fight. We're gonna see who's gonna get it. It looks like I'm Not Trolling should be able to get it, and they do just barely. But heavy hitters gain the kill on the Sylvanas, and now on the Sonya. Oh no, Sonya lives. Big.
And here you see they end up getting that objective, and this is something I think should have been very easily heavy hitters if it wasn't for that early invade. So now, ETC taking a bit of damage, but does have the Brightwing teleport in. They get the double root though from the Anduin. Are they going to be able to follow it up? Doesn't look like they have the damage. Only Thrall's in the area. The good news though for the side of heavy hitters, they have really good Immortal burn. So all they lose is their 2 towers there, and they're able to just start getting back to playing the map.
Yep. And now, I mean, Immortal burned so quickly, and it looks like now heavy hitters are going for the bottom camp. We also do see Sonya for I'm Not Trolling on the top camp, so another trade camp situation. Oh wait, I'm just gonna watch up here. Artanis looking for a fight, possibly? He doesn't know the Thralls, though. Here comes the Thrall. Thrall is unable to root him, but oh my god, he's getting so much damage on the Brightwing, trying to come in and save him, and Brightwing is able to save the Artanis. And now, no death there, but still, I'm Not Trolling able to take that top camp. And in the bottom lane, we do see that heavy hitters was able to take the bot camp and push in a little bit.
Yeah, Brightwing was able to get that save, but it means that that's down for a little bit, and they didn't actually convert the camp either. They are looking for a play, though, onto the Sonya in the top lane. 3 members up there. Sonya is going to... Oh, no! She's going to go down to the Lunara poison, and that is a kill converted. They're going to be able to clean up this camp and maybe look for a bit of pressure. Oh, they're going in for a 2v4 down here in the bot lane.
Oh, big
Brightwing does get the teleport up. That's going to save it, and now they're going to look for the turn. I don't think they have Burrow on the Anubarak. Not quite able to find the slide, though, so I think Anoob's going to be okay.
Man, that's a big heal from this Brightwing. Both of the healers on each team are just doing a really good job this game so far.
That was I was scared for the side of heavy hitters when they went in on that. We do have some ultimates coming in. We do have the suppression pulse coming in from Artanis, being able to turn off that race for a little bit if they so desire. Just trying to see if there's anything interesting in particular coming in here, but no, most of the stuff seems pretty standard. We do have the mind control though, so some pick potential potentially coming in.
Yeah, we do see the heavy hitters went ahead and grabbed their bruiser camp, and now I'm Not Trolling just finishing it. And ooh, big kill onto the Nubarak. There's the ETC Mosh. There's Thrall's all to stop it. Sylvanas looking really low right now. There's the leap from the Sonya. Leap from the Lunar. Lots of leaps. There is Light Bomb, but unable to hit anything. And now I think heavy hitters, they have the advantage right now.
Yeah, Noob just a little bit too far forward, gets blown up, and then it looked like they kind of wanted to fight, but they kind of didn't. It was relatively uncoordinated there, it seemed like. Just ults were kind of just going out left and right. They do end up only losing one, which is pretty good for the side of I'm Not Trolling, but they are going to end up having to give over this objective.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be able to take some shield away from the objective, which is always nice. But now this time, heavy hitters is going to get their objective.
The downside here is that their clear on the Immortal isn't particularly great, so they're just gonna have to do whatever they can. Sonya, or not Sonya, Sylvanas really is their best clear. The good news for them though is blue team is actually going for the split push, so Sylvanas will be able to clean this up. The question is, how much damage are they going to be able to get down bottom?
Yeah, it looks like a lot of damage is coming out from heavy hitters, getting a lot of damage onto I'm Not Trolling. They're about to take the core, but instead, I'm going to eat my words. Cocoon onto the ETC. Lunar is going to go down first. Brightwing super low, but is able to get out. ETC went back. He said, I don't care, I'll die for the core. Or die for it. Oh, but instead, now we have the Nubarak, and this is turning around as the Nubarak goes down, possibly Sonya here, and Sonya does go down as well. Big turnaround there as heavy hitters is able to get the bottom 4 and almost the top 4. Lots of damage from the Immortal there.
That was a really good CC chain from I'm Not Trolling onto the Lunar, as well as the Cocoon to take ETC out of the fight. That was all extremely well played, but then they just get a little bit overzealous. They didn't have their Sylvanas there, so they didn't have the damage to take anyone else down, and then they just started falling like flies afterward. So at this point, heavy hitters, they have both forts down. Map control is there, so they're going to start getting these camps out. What is the answer here that we're going to see from the side of I'm Not Trolling?
I think they just need kills, get the XP so now that they're on the same skill talent as heavy hitters, and just try to win these team fights. I think they really need to focus hard on, focusing on one hero at a time when they're fighting.
Oh, they're too slow at getting this camp done. They're not actually going to capture it. So both camps now pushing into them. The good news is, though, even though they're down 4 kills and 2 forts, they're actually not too far behind in XP. Sonya doing a good job keeping up the soak. And so for this next Immortal, I think they're probably going to be even talent tiers. I don't think that heavy hitters are going to be able to hit 16 in time. No, they are not.
Yeah, no, it doesn't look like they will. I mean, you never know if there's a team wipe. It could possibly then get their 16.
In 20 seconds?
Maybe. You never know. It's hot. Everything changes it sometimes.
Here we go. It looks like they're starting to look a little bit forward on the side of I'm Not Trolling. The bush ganks are being set up. Artanis potentially looking for a little bit of a swap action. ETC finds 2, but they find the mind control there onto the Artanis. Thrall gets caught, though. Good interrupt there from the Sonya. They have the light bomb, but it catches 2. Nobody's really going down, though. Not a lot of damage. Sonya now too far forward. The rain catches him, too. They get the double stun, but nothing is going to follow. Good swap there onto the Sylvanas. She does have the E, so she's going to be able to get out of there. But now a Nubarak has to pay the price, and another 2 for 0 for the side of heavy hitters, starting to run away with this game.
Yeah, they're starting to take good control of this game overall. And this might be game 1 number going to heavy hitters, but we don't know yet, so. But they're looking very strong. Misha. I got my Coco caster, Misha. She is Misha. She's climbing all over me right now while I'm trying to do this.
Oh no, Artanis now is getting caught as well. Can they kill the Lunara? They do, so at least it's now a 4v4 once the Anubarak gets here. They do have the camp also pushing the top lane, though, so that's something that Sonya's going to have to answer. So really, it's just going to be a 3v4.
Yeah, here we go. Brightwing is teleporting over to ETC. ETC get really in there, and that is going to be a dead Sylvanas. Without that Sonya there, it's going to be very hard for them to fight. And so now, once again, Heavy Hitters has the upper hand for the objective. Going to Power, we're already done with halftime show, and yeah, now they're just demolishing this. You know, I'm not trolling, trying to get a little bit of the shield damage down, but they're not going to get a whole lot. They might be able to get a kill here, as it's a 4v2, and ETC's getting really low here. Oh, he tried to Mosh to save himself, but he's unable to, and that is going to be ETC down. And now it looks like I'm not trolling is chasing. Sonya's chasing. Oh, no, now she's backing up.
A little bit ill-advised there. I don't like the call to walk up there while your Sonya's clearing the lane. I understand they wanted to just try and get a little bit of damage down to lessen the blow, but you could still see the entire team was there. So, I mean, the turnaround comes in and you end up losing more members. Oh, a bit of a collapse here, but now the turnaround as they try and get the Vala, they don't quite get it. The suppression pulse comes down though and turns off all of the red team's damage. Sonya gets knocked aside by the Immortal and is going to go down. Now they're potentially looking for the Anubrak as well. The stun from the Immortal blocks his escape route and he goes down as well. Another 2 kills, and I don't know, it might not be game, but it's going to be pretty close.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be pretty close. I'm pretty sure they're going to be trying to at least get some of the core. I mean, they're not poking the keep at all, so this, I don't think it's core unless they can get another kill here. Here comes ETC coming on in. Ooh, but Vala is really low. Oh, good throw ult there. I thought they were gonna collapse on the Vala. Never mind. Instead, ETC pushing on in. And here comes the Immortal. There's the root from Thrall. Mind control is missed, and Vala starts chasing. And we might be looking for a core ending. Heavy Hitters does have a skill talent above them. And oh, good pull from the Anduin there. And now we're just hanging core. Immortal is pretty low. There's a Cocoon on ETC, and Nubarak is gonna go down. Oh, there's the, oh my gosh, so much going on. Anduin's super low. Anduin's gonna go down. And then there goes the Sonya, there goes the Thrall, and that is probably GG there as the Sylvanas will go down lastly.
I actually thought I'm Not Trolling was going to be able to pull off the hold there. They were able to clean up the Immortal, and they got a few core stuns onto some of the squishy members, but they just didn't quite have the damage, and game number 1, going over to the side of Heavy Hitters, a very good game from them. They seemed like they were in control. Outside of that early game gaff, they seemed like they were in control for a large portion of that game.
Yeah, kind of. I thought they could. I thought I'm Not Trolling might be able to come back with it. But like you said, Heavy Hitters just were able to keep control of that map for a good while. I mean, look at Brightwing. 0 death Brightwing. The rest of her team inted. That's all I'm going to say. But let's go through the stats real quick. In the siege damage, 72,000 from Vala and 77,000 from Sonya. Hero damage, 56,000 from Vala and 39,000 from, that's a big difference, 39,000 from Sylvanas. Healing, 79,000 from Brightwing and 39,000 from Anduin. Self-healing, 23,000 from ETC, 14,000 from Thrall, and an XP, 11,000 from Vala and 14,000 from Sonya. 19 kills, 6 kills, level 18, level 16. Let's pull up the towns for you guys. Wow, what a first game. Shane?
I'm here, sorry. Yeah, it was a very good game. I do want to say Xanthanarium on the Vala putting up some really solid numbers in that game. 10 kills and quite a bit of damage as well to go along with it. I mean, the Vala can be so hard to lock down. If your CC isn't perfect to punish that Vala, I mean, she can feel completely unstoppable. Great positioning throughout the game, good damage. The front line did an excellent job as well of just finding those opportunities. Good play across the board. If they keep playing like that, I mean, things are looking pretty good for them.
Yeah, definitely. I know both teams were saying they're trying to make it a best of 5 series since, you know, we always want to see a good 5 series. But we'll have to see with how Heavy Hitters is playing. Maybe it won't be. All I request is a Towers of Doom game, so.
I do believe, not to put a spoiler out there, but I do believe at least one of these teams does like Towers of Doom, so we might be seeing it.
Who knows? It might be this game. All right, I'm gonna run away for a second. Shade, you entertain the stream. I believe in you.
Okay, so stream. Here's what we're gonna do. Okay, we're gonna wait for more to go away first. Okay. So what I want you all to do is I want you all to just laugh as much as you can in the chat. Make it look like I'm doing an excellent job entertaining you. I need you to go ahead and just I don't want to get fired. No, but in all seriousness, really good series though from the side of heavy hitters. I'm interested to see how the side of I'm Not Trolling is going to come back in this next series. I think they had a really solid comp, but it just seemed like the execution wasn't quite there. There were a few times where just people were a little bit too far forward. Things didn't just line up as well as they probably would have wanted them to, and unfortunately they weren't quite able to come away with the victory. They had really good moments. They got off on the right foot and got that first Immortal out, which was really good for them. But I just think that in terms of what their comp wanted to do, it felt like they were the ones getting engaged on, not they were the ones pulling the trigger. So a little unfortunate, but it is what it is. It's up to them to show us if they can bounce back in game number 2.
And I am back. And speaking of game number 2, we are going to go to Garden of Terror. I think it's picked by heavy hitters.
Ooh, so first pick taken by the side of I'm Not Trolling. So my question is, what do you change if you're the side of I'm Not Trolling? What do you want to see them do differently in game number 2?
Well, this map's a really good poke and siege map, really. Like, the garden, the objective, it helps quite a bit, but I don't think it helps all that much, and I think it'd be really good just to focus on your siege and your poke. So they definitely try to get some good siege and poke damage on their draft.
Now, I don't know if this is still true, but I know the only Navi back in the day used to be a TLV player. I don't know if it's still true, but do you think that there would be a chance we might see TLV in this game?
Possibly, if they are. I mean, I don't see why not on this map. This is a pretty great. I'm not a TLV player, but with how big this map is and stuff, it's a pretty good map for TLV.
I mean, I think it's a pretty, especially mid to late game, I know that Vikings can tend to fall off, but mid to late game, they can put on a lot of pressure on this map during those long, drawn-out objective fights. So, potentially something we could see, but I don't know. We'll see if the bands stay the same, or if maybe one of these teams has something up their sleeves they want to pull out.
That is true. All right, now we are getting into the draft, if it would like to load. I'm thinking we might see the Sylvanas again. I'm not sure, though.
I do believe Sylvanas is a Seer Classic, so very good chance we might see it. Not to say that that's the only thing that Seer plays, but...
No, that's the only thing they play.
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry. I did say that. You got me.
I gotcha. I don't know why, in my head, I keep thinking maybe Li Ming here. Li Ming, but probably not. We do see the Maiev ban, of course. Probably another Deathwing ban. Wow, I'm so smart. And what?
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, just go ahead and pat yourself on the back. Why don't you?
Yeah, of course. Boost my own ego. Well, then it was Dahaka, and what was the other ban that they did?
It was Dahaka and Mephisto.
Mephisto.
So Mephisto might be changing this game. I think maybe Mephisto is something they were expecting specifically on BOE. So let's see if they actually stick to it or if they have something different in mind. This ban will tell us a lot about the way that this draft is going. We do see the Mephisto banned again.
Interesting. All right, well then now we're going to go back to the other side and possibly see a Dahaka ban. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, I think that this is one of Dahaka's better maps. So many bushes everywhere, and the macro pressure that he can put on the map is really good. Playing race car Dahaka on this map is actually just so much fun with how many bushes there are.
I love Xantherum. He came into the chat. He's like, since nobody answered you, we picked map. I figured you picked map. Sometimes I can, if my brain likes to work, when we're in the draft section, it'll say who gets first pick. And so whoever gets first pick, I'm just like, oh, they got map pick.
Wow,
Thank you, though.
Wow, weird. Another team first picking Brightwing. Oh my goodness.
Oh my
Never saw that
goodness.
coming.
No wonder why Shane left. He's so salty about Brightwing.
Oh,
so
surprised.
salty about this tiny little thing.
I mean, why are we even still playing this game? If we just go to game 3. Brightwing made it through draft. Right team picked it. They win. And the series is 1-1. Let's go next.
I mean, we don't know. We don't know.
So we do see the Leoric Anduin picked up here. Really good combo in the sense that by taking the Anduin alongside the Leoric, they don't have the counter to the Entomb, which I assume we will be seeing. I will be genuinely surprised if we see Black March. Hogger coming out, though. Really good pressure on this map. And... Stitches!
Ooh.
Interesting.
Excuse me. I don't know why. As soon as we started the cast, my allergies just hit me in the face, and I was like, "Whoa!" That's why I ran and got the allergy pill while you attempted to keep chat alive.
I'm actually surprised they banned Hammer. I don't know if this comp that they're playing Stream Sergeant Hammer, but I do want to say they are picking Stitches into Anduin and even Leoric, I would say. Anduin able to pull someone out if they get hooked, and Leoric can walk forward and try and entomb Stitches whenever he goes for a Gorge play. So potentially some decent counterplay from the side of from the side of heavy hitters already in this draft.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like I'm Not Trolling's draft. Even though the Stitches, like you said, there's all this counter to the Stitches as of right now, it's still really good at, if he's able to play his wall stuff, hide behind a wall and hook them when they're trying to grab the seed and stuff. So I feel like, I'm pretty sure that's why they chose the Stitches. And Nubrak's really strong here, too. I mean, the Beetles and be able to burrow and stop the objective. It's also very strong here.
Not to mention, it's another Stitches counter. You can throw the cocoon on the Stitches when he tries to gorge and throw the gorge, and you get the gorge target back out. So we do see the Falstad coming in, though. I like the Falstad pickup, getting that macro pressure. Wind Tunnel extremely effective in those tight corridors on this map, and Junkrat as well to give them some zone control. So I can already kind of tell they're really sort of settling into that poke comp and then allowing Stitches to look for those hooks and then maybe trying to blow one person up. A lot more hard engage from the side of heavy hitters. What sort of damage dealer are they going to round this draft off with?
Nazebo.
I don't think so.
You never know.
I like to think it's not Nazebo.
Lunara again.
So their comp is actually... I mean, they have the same
similar
DPS package as last game, and here's the thing. Vala and Lunara is extremely mobile, which can make it harder to hit Stitches hooks. But if you get the Stitches hooks from Fog, you might be able to surprise them and get some free picks on them. They're very squishy targets. So really the onus, I think, once again, is on the side of I'm Not Trolling to execute their comp. The team fight and the rundown from the side of heavy hitters is going to be really strong in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I really like I'm Not Trolling's draft again. I think it's gonna be really fun, especially with the Junkrat Falstad, nice and pokey. I mean, I think definitely I'm Not Trolling is playing for objective. They got extremely great heroes for having to poke out the... Oh my gosh, words. Having to poke out the other team during the objective. But, I mean, we saw heavy hitters last game. They're very strong, so it's going to be interesting to see how this second game goes. Speaking of heavy...
Don't forget they have Brightwing diff.
They got the Brightwing diff! Oh, no! Well, speaking of heavy hitters, let's go ahead and introduce the heroes. We got Moon King on Lunara. Oh my gosh, how do you say his name? How do they say it?
Thrazamicus.
Thraz as the Leoric. I can't pronounce any of the names. Trespeko on the Nubrak, K-Star on the Anduin, and Xanthrum on the Vala. Holy lord.
For the side of I'm Not Trolling, we have Crimson Chin on the Hogger, Shotdown 007 on the Stitches, Realistic on the Brightwing, Seer on the Junkrat, and the only Navi on the Falstad.
Oh, Junkrat went extra wound timers. I still need to try that. I've been playing a lot of Junkrat lately. Blame my team.
I believe it's extra wound timers.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Wind them up more.
Let's see. The final grenade launch from Frag Launcher deals 120 bonus damage, and Frag Launcher grenades last an additional 2 seconds before automatically detonating. I don't know if I like the last 2 seconds longer.
I mean, it gives them more. If you miss, it means it's more time for people to maybe walk into them.
That is true. Maybe you just should not miss, though.
That is a good point. Just don't miss, Forehead.
Yeah, come on. Skill shot. Hit your skill shots.
I've never missed a skill shot in my entire life. Fact.
You know what? I remember casting this game that you were in, and all you ever did was miss your skill shots.
That sounds like fake news, actually. Well, as we're getting, looks like we do have the camps starting to be worked on here by both teams. They're actually doubling up on camps, which is helping them to get them done just that little bit faster. We know, I call it Garden of Camp for a reason. There's just so many camps that these teams have to clear.
Oh man. Yeah, that's gonna be almost all the camps done. Looks like heavy hitters are leaving their hard camp for later, which I don't blame them. Do it later. Don't work on it now.
It's a bit interesting, actually. I don't actually know if they're going to have time to get that out. Really good timing, though, on the siege camp, actually, from the side of heavy hitters. This should mean it will be pushing during the objective. It means that Hogger is going to have to clear that, and they might be able to convert that into this first objective.
Wait, Vala! No! Oh, man. She got 3v1'd. Oh, sad days.
R.I.P. Vala. You shall be missed.
You may finish your sentence now.
Well, since Vala died, it's going to be a lot harder now for the side of I'm Not Trolling to end up converting that kill. Stitch is in a position looking for that hook pick. Nobody's showing up yet. Interesting that they're actually just going for the siege damage down bot instead of the objective. They are starting to rotate in on it, but a lot of damage already down onto Anduin. The Falstad barrel rolls forward and isn't able to get the kill, and now Lunara's onto the Falstad, putting out a lot of damage. Stitches wasn't a lot of trouble, does get the boop to get him out, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. The body block is going to be enough. Lunara gets traded as well. It's a 1-for-1. Brightwing uses the telly onto the Hogger, and now 1 DPS for 1 tank. A lot of pokes still up here for both teams. They should be able to continue stalling this out.
Yeah, well, it didn't help. Someone triggered the Bruiser camp, so the Bruiser camp was just fighting them as well, which is extra damage. Oh, here we go. Nubarak going in onto the DPS. Big stuns. Falstad getting out of there, though. But Junkrat will not get out of there. Leoric almost walked into the bombs, too. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, now at this point, the objective is... Oh, a good hook there. It actually finds him through the beetle. But just the damage wasn't in position. They did manage to get the capture, and now they're back out on the map, potentially looking to get that hard camp out now.
Yeah, they've got to. Yep, there they go. Now they're gonna start on it, which is good. Get it out of the way now, so you don't have to worry about it later, or worry about the enemy team stealing it. That's always a big worry, making sure the enemy team does not steal your camps.
I will say the good news for the side of I'm Not Trolling, they didn't capture that objective, but if you look at the lanes, they definitely have a bit of a structured damage lead already. You see bot, yes. They have almost the full turret, the gates down up top, so they've gotten some good pressure during this time. Stitch is throwing out that hook just a little short, a few more levels to go until it actually becomes a little bit more deadly.
It's level 13, right?
Yes. Ooh, Stitch is taking a bit of damage. They do use the Brightwing teleport. Falstad has arrived as well. Good hook onto the Lunara. The Polymorph follows it up, but a good pullback from the Anduin is going to get the Lunara out of there.
What game is Stitches from?
Is he from Diablo? I think.
Diablo?
I'm not actually sure. I didn't play a lot of those games. Oh my goodness, Junkrat, rest in peace. And they do get the hook
Lunara?
onto the Lunara. Are they going to be able to convert it? Yes, they are. So it's 1 for 1. They're actually trying to race this objective. Hogger trying to get their good knock-up from the Anubrak, and it is able to get them that capture. 2-0 now for the side of heavy hitters. And it's going to be objective point on this next one.
Yeah, I'm Not Trolling is going to have to do a really good job defending off of this next seed so that they don't lose the objective, but it's also the first objective, so most of the time nothing too much crazy happens.
I do want to note that the Stitches actually went the Gambit at level 7. A little interesting there. He hasn't. Let me double check. Has he died yet this game?
Stitches has died once.
I can't remember. Does it count if you die before taking the talent, or is it only after you take the talent where your deaths count?
I think it's after.
Oh, hold up. Fight here in the top lane for this camp. Anubrak taking a lot of damage. Good bounce out from the Hogger to get the Anubrak there. Really good setup there on the Hog Wild. Vala taking a bit of damage as well. I don't think they're going to be able to quite get it, no. And now they're going to have to go back and capture that objective. It is on their side of the map, but meanwhile, down bottom, look at this damage they're going to be taking here.
Oh yeah, that's going to be quite a bit of damage onto the siege over here. So definitely in favor for I'm Not Trolling right now, as they also got level 10s. Level 10s are now online for heavy hitter as well. And I like King Andrew. He said Stitches is the 4th Viking. That's pretty funny. Alright, we are gonna see there is the Gorge from the Stitches, our 4th Viking, onto the Vala. Oh, great hit there. Pull is so good, but I don't know if it's enough, and it's not.
Strike from Hogger as he lands the kill onto the Vala. Another kill. They're actually starting to really find these. Shot down 007 on the Stitches. Looking good this game.
You know, it's funny, for some reason, I keep getting, not in this game, but in Overwatch, you have Roadhog, right? And so right now, the Stitches in this game has the Roadhog skin, but in the game Overwatch, when I played, like I warned my team about the Roadhog player, I keep calling him Hogger. And I'm like, that's the wrong game.
That's the wrong number!
I mean, it's close. His name's Roadhog. I just hated how Overwatch literally just copy and paste Stitches into Overwatch. That's it.
Well, bad news here for the side of I'm Not Trolling. The objective is on the side of the map of heavy hitters. Ooh. They find the Gorge, and there's no one in position to help them out. Anduin probably racing forward to try and find it. Good Entomb, though, catches to the disengage from the Falstad, but Anubrak is right back in there. Huge. Oh, Hogger with so much damage as well. I think they're going to go down. Oh, he gets all 5 on the Shockwave. Hogger is smurfing this game. Are they going to find the Vala? They are. Massive play from the entire team of I'm Not Trolling. Crimson Chin on the Hogger showing up this game.
He said, I am the superhero today.
That was actually an insane ultimate followed by an insane Hog Wild.
That was a really great fight for I'm Not Trolling, and that's going to help them a lot. Next seed is going to be, no matter what, the objective finally. We'll have to see what team it goes to. We do see I'm Not Trolling, though. On to the Anduin! No! Anduin! And there he goes.
An excellent trait from the Hogger as well, so block off the escape route. Now Nubrak's a little stuck in there. No damage there really to follow him up, but another kill and this camp going over to the side of I'm Not Trolling, and they're really, you can tell they're starting to feel the momentum now.
Oh yeah, definitely. And hopefully they can just keep up the momentum so they can win the second game. But we'll have to see how it happens. Seed is up in about 15 seconds. We do see I'm Not Trolling going for their camps. They got both siege camps going on right now. And heavy hitters just taking the soak up top.
Just a reminder for those of you at home, the I'm Not Trolling has actually not taken a game off of heavy hitters, or a map even, so far this season. So they're really setting up to take their first win here, up about a level and a half, 2-2 on seeds. This objective could be backbreaking for the team that loses it.
Yeah, we do see heavy hitters, though, onto the Siege camp and Bruiser camp. So this would be a good time for I'm Not Trolling, just kind of hop in. And there we go, looking for the fight. There's the Gust, there's the pull. Hogger on the Bruiser Camp, steals the Bruiser Camp. Leoric is stripping low. There's the Brightwing, and Leoric is going to be the first one down. There's the Junkrat ult going on in. Anduin is going to get gorged, and there goes the Anubarak. Hogger finally out of the cocoon, and Anduin is going to go down here, and that is going to go for first objective to I'm Not Trolling. They are coming back really strong into this match here. Ooh, the Vala! The Vala's gonna go down now. Wow, insane. Insane in the membrane.
I really haven't mentioned it much this game, but you know, one of the other ults that has been extremely impactful this game, Brightwing with the Emerald Winds. The Emerald Winds have been so disruptive every single time that Heavy Hitters is trying to find these engages. The Emerald Wind comes out and pushes everyone back. In that play, it was able to knock everyone off of that point, allowing Hogger to get that capture, and with the bonus armor from the Bruiser Camp, I mean, the fight was pretty much a foregone conclusion. Oh no, Anubarak misses the stun, and he's just too far forward with nowhere to go. He goes down. The pressure, it's just building more and more for the side of I'm Not Trolling. Stitch is about to have a hookup soon, I think. He's walking forward looking for the Gorge. He finds it onto the Lunara. I don't know. Ooh, Hogger's in a little bit deep, though.
Ooh.
They find the kills, though. This Keep is going to go down as well, and the pressure in all the other lanes as well. Another hook onto the Vala. Pull comes out this time, but I mean, the map is completely gone here. Look at the damage. The second Keep goes down. They still have an objective pushing in the top lane. It might be game. I'm not sure. It looks like they're going to try and go for it.
I mean, they are so many levels ahead. I don't blame them for trying it. But I think they need to get another kill before they can. And it looks like they're not going to. It looks like they are just going to back up, which is really unfortunate because now that means Heavy Hitters does have a chance to come back in this game. So it's going to be... I'm Not Trolling, so I have to be playing very careful.
I do think it was the right call. Cooldowns were coming, or I mean, members were starting to respawn for the side of Heavy Hitters. And if you look at the top, a lot of ult cooldowns have been burned for the side of I'm Not Trolling, whereas all of them were up for the side of Heavy Hitters. So I do think it potentially would have been a lost fight, even with the talent tier advantage. So I like the discipline there from the side of I'm Not Trolling. They go ahead and get those camps, painting the map red, just going to hold control of the map. But they do have to remember that there are 2 seeds going over to the side of Heavy Hitters. So if they even capture one, it could potentially neutralize some of this pressure.
Yeah, they're going to have to capture all 3 seeds or try to end before all 3.
Leoric with the pick. It looks like they might try and gust him.
Yeah, that was a lot of ults for 1 kill.
But you know what? It probably... Well, when is the seed spawning? I guess it's not up yet, so it... And plus, Leoric spawns really quickly, so he will be back up for the second seed.
Yeah, that was not... I would have not done all 3 of those ults, especially because the Brightwing ult and the Falstad ult just kind of, like, did the exact same thing to the Leoric, so it didn't really matter for using both of them.
Yeah, potentially a bit of miscommunication. They probably only needed to burn 1 there.
Yes. Oh, there we go. There's another hook onto the Anubarak. Anubarak is out of there, though.
Leoric does come in with the respawn. They're not actually playing for the seed. They're actually just playing to push with this Bruiser Camp. I'm assuming continuing. He might fish for a hook out of this bush. Let's see. No, they're actually just going to retreat and go for the capture. It is on their side of the map, so it should be free. Anubarak might try and move over, but I think he's going to be a bit too slow. Yeah, he's not going to go for it.
But just the smart move. You don't want to go in and in now.
So here's my question. Is the side of Heavy Hitters going to be able to hit level 20? Oh, wait. Well, okay, he does get the Wraith Walk, so he's not able to be gorged. What I was going to say is, are they going to be able to get level 20 before the 3rd seed for the side of I'm Not Trolling?
I think so, because now they're getting this Bruiser Camp down here. They have a bunch of lanes that they can go to. They can go up to mid. They can look for bottom kill here.
No, sorry, I'm talking about Heavy Hitters. Are they going to be able to hit 20?
Oh, they might be able to get a kill. Let's see.
The Anduin got gusted away, so he might not be able to save the Leoric. He is able to Wraith Walk out, and now potentially a turnaround here. They get a bunch of damage onto the Falstad. Stitches is going to go down as well, so they end up finding a kill. They catch the Brightwing as well, so this was the even talent tier fight that the side of Heavy Hitters was looking for. They're going to get 2 kills here, and that probably means they're going to get an objective here as well.
I knew this was going to happen. This is why I said they need to play safe. I knew it. Oh, man.
Yeah, they probably could have just soaked that level 20 and then gone back on the aggressive, but...
Exactly.
The good news for them, though, is they have so much pressure. Look at how far pushed forward all of their lanes are.
Yeah, look at mid. Mid is coming to the core.
The only lane they should have to clear here is going to be bottom. They just have to not get picked. Okay, he does manage to dodge out there, so good job there by the Falstad. They are going to have to clear up this lane, but the rest of them should kind of clear themselves. So if they can clean this up, they probably won't take very much damage.
Yeah, hopefully they're going to be able to. They started pushing in now. They're still not level 20s yet, and now Stitches is up, and Brightwing will teleport probably to one of them in 5 seconds.
Falstad is going to take the back right in front of their whole team. Okay, yeah, they're not going to let that happen. The objective is getting kind of low. I think it's going to get the fort, but that should be about it. I do think it's going to get cleaned up here. They are getting a push in mid as well. The objective is about half health, so I don't know if they're going to be able to get the fort off of this. Probably not.
No, I don't think so.
Probably, potentially, they might. Oh, big pick there onto the Vala. They weren't able to get the pullback. They used the wind tunnel to knock everyone else away. Vala is going to go down for sure. Now they can go ahead and start clearing these up. Map control should move back in their control.
Yeah, they might look for another kill here. They're looking at this Anduin, or not Anduin, a new Barak, different A word. But nope, instead they're going to just rotate back up, start clearing the lanes, and I would just start pushing mid or bottom. Those are your 2 strong lanes right now, so.
Looks like they're making a position to go for this top siege camp. Yeah, that is what they're going to do. Smart play, though, for the side of Heavy Hitters to go for this mid siege camp, realizing that their top one is a foregone conclusion. But the good news for them, that does stabilize a little bit of the map pressure, although they are about to get sieged in this top lane. They do have their level 20s now, though, from that one fight. So are they going to be able to find some fight wins here?
We'll have to see. Yeah, like you said, they got their level 20, so now skill talent, they are the same. So we'll have to see if they're able to get any picks. Leoric is in the bottom lane, just hanging out there, while this is a 5v4. There's the Junkrat tire looking for the resets. There's the light bomb and Gust as well. Let's see.
Oh, no way, he dove into the wind tunnel. A little, not a good decision there. He's going to go down for it. Leoric goes into the backline, but they eat the Vala, so there's no damage follow-up. Really good ult as well from the Hogger. Locks them up. We do have the no control here from the Hogger. Look at him go. So much damage. He gets the Lunara as well. He's probably going to get the Anduin with the stun onto the core. And I think that's going to be game number 2. I'm not trolling. Bounces back in game number 2.
And you know, I realized Junkrat did not take the reset tire for level 20. I'm kind of shocked about that.
Oh, if they don't kill Vala, they lose. If they don't kill Vala, they lose. They have to get this kill. Okay, they got it. Okay.
So close. Oh my goodness.
They almost lost right there at the end. Game number 2, going over to I'm Not Trolling. Brightwing diff confirmed. And we're all tied up at 1-1.
I was about to say the Brightwing diff as well.
I mean, like I said, why did we even play this map? We could have just gone to game 3. Like, why are we here? Just to suffer?
Yes, I guess so. Just to suffer. Just for you, Shane. Well, all right. While we wait for game number 2, let's go through the stats. Oh, I just realized I didn't put who picked the map. No, wait. Yes, I did. I'm tired. All right. For the siege damage. God, I hate you, Shane. For the siege damage, we have 122,000 from Leoric and 115,000 from Hogger. And the hero damage, we have 56,000 from Vala and 58,000 from Junkrat. Self-healing 47,000 from Anduin, and 69 AEO from the Brightwing. Self-healing 19,000 from Nubrak, and 24,000 from Stitches, and XP 16,000 from Leoric, 16,000 from Hogger. Level 5 kills, 22 kills. Wow, that's a massive diff in kills. Level 22, here are your talents.
Now, honestly, really good bounce back game. You could tell that, they were a little shaky in the early game as they lost those first 2 tribs, but once the Stitches hook started landing, I'm Not Trolling never looked back. They did have a bit of a stumble towards the end of the game there, but honestly, you can tell that they're a momentum-based team. When they started getting those kills, the game just snowballed out of control. I don't think stats tell the whole story here. I really think the front line from the side of I'm Not Trolling had an absolute pop-off of a game. Hogger and Stitches both played extremely well, and I think were really the catalyst for their success in that game.
Yeah, I think the Hogger was extremely strong that game. So I'm wondering to see if they're going to ban it or not, if Heavy Hitter's going to ban it or not. But let's go ahead back to our map view and let's take a look and see what our game number 3 is. And it looks like we are going to Altric Pass. How do you feel about Altric Pass? You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I have just like, I don't know what the word is, but it's like you hear it and you're sleeping now. So I don't know why that's
PTSD.
Not PTSD. I don't want to use that word, but that one wasn't me. That one was you.
That was me. I don't know why. I thought it was similar.
But like you wake up in a cold sweat and you just hear that horn. Altric Pass.
Oh my goodness. Who's in the voice line? Who's the voice line from? Like, who's saying? Is it Murden? I think it is.
I think it's Murden. The voice makes sense. I don't actually know. I should know these kind of things. So, little sidetrack, I guess, since we're killing time. Our team used to do this thing. What do we call it? We would do like Hot's Jeopardy. And we would do we'd do like voice lines or like character abilities and stuff like that, and you'd have to name what they are. And I'll be honest, me being a caster, I think, is a bit of an unfair advantage because, like, I have to know this stuff in order to cast. So, I usually did pretty well in those.
That's pretty funny.
Nobody else knows the names of half the abilities, and I'm like, but I have to know them because I'm a caster. So, here it comes.
I think I missed it.
Oh my! Reported.
That's fine. I'll be reported. I was checking stream stuff instead, like a good caster.
Well, we are going to see the Deathwing band. Like I said, I know that Deathwing is a I'm Not Trolling classic. It's been a while since I played this game, but I think I remember I'm Not Trolling playing a very solid Deathwing. So, going to be taken off again. The question is, do they stick to the same bands? I could potentially move away from the Dahaka. I don't think Dahaka is as good on this map. You do have the ability, well, it is going to be taken away. You have the ability to put on the global pressure, but there's not a ton of bushes to teleport to on this map.
Well, and isn't Hogger pretty strong on this map?
Hogger is pretty good. I will say there are some very deceptive angles around the points where you sometimes bounce in a direction you don't quite expect. So that's one of the things you have to watch out for sometimes on Hogger. Game 4, it's going to be 2-1 to the side of Heavy Hitters. Who do you think wins the next game?
But look, the Hogger.
No, the game's over. They picked Brightwing. And I don't know if you saw the left team, but they have Brightwing. The Brightwing diff.
Oh my goodness. My allergies are making me cry, but also the laughing is making me cry. Pretty funny.
I'm crying because I know that one of these teams has to play against Brightwing, and I feel bad for them.
That is true, too. You know what, though? If you're in the lower ranks, Brightwing ain't shit.
I mean, imagine having a point-click, you're not allowed to have fun anymore button. As a Chen player, I despise Brightwing with my very being.
Oh man, you got me dying over here, Shane.
But I do want to point out, they banned the Garrosh this game, so the Mephisto was open for the side of heavy hitters. It was banned in games 1 and 2, so time for them to show us just how impactful they are with this pick.
It's not the Brightwing carry, it's the Mephisto carry. Oh, but instead we are gonna ban that Lunara out, so no more poison damage. Be gone!
I was gonna say the whole quote, but I'm like, I probably shouldn't say that on the main channel.
The begone quote?
Yes, I know. You know which one I was thinking of.
I do.
But we do see Lunara banned. The Sergeant Hammer once again gets taken out, so we're not going to see it in game
the Sergeant Hammer play.
You might want to see it, but does the enemy team want to see it?
Too bad.
Probably not.
Too bad. This is my cast. I'm the one streaming.
Now, one of the things I do want to point out, we have the Uther picked up. Now, is there a chance that we might see double heals? I feel like Uther might struggle to heal into a Mephisto. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
No double heals. We're going to get another DPS. I think we're going to get another DPS. I think we're going to get a Nazebo. Oh! Joanna and Vala being picked up from heavy hitters. Like the Joe pick.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I honestly think really the cob from the side of heavy hitters is just to sprint at them and try and kill everyone.
I was
Ragnaros.
right!
Okay.
I was right, no double heals.
I can't remember. I guess we're going to find out when we get into the game. But with Shotdown 007, I can't remember if he's one of the meatball rag players.
You're a meatball.
True. Fact.
It's starting to get towards my bedtime, which means all the crazy wacky stuff is gonna start coming out of my mouth. And I got a cat on my feet. Misha, what doing? Yes, ma'am, what doing?
Well, here's my initial thought looking at this draft. Mm-hmm. I think the fights have to be very fast for the side of I'm Not Trolling. I think in an extended fight, the damage might just be too much for them to handle. Uther is going to really struggle against the poke from this Mephisto, and depending on what build Vala goes, it could be even more poke. Especially like if Vala goes W build this game, like how is Uther healing through all of that?
I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, maybe Uther just randomly has a pack-a-punch of healing right now. Maybe heavy hitters doesn't do as much damage. I mean, but you did call it. Heavy hitters is gonna win this game because it got Brightwing.
Yeah, like I said, I don't even know why we're still playing this game. Honestly, do you want to just DM the captains and like see if they just want to go next?
Yeah. I mean, I'm ready for sleep, so.
I'm completely on. Oh my god, I'm completely on board the meme train right now. The Brightwing meme train.
Oh man, I wish we could type right now to them in the game. And just be like, all right, next. They might not even know it. They might not even know the joke, though.
I mean, I'm telling you, game 5, if we get there, Brightwing's getting banned. It's gonna happen.
Has to be.
We're gonna have a fair game.
Maybe even after this game, we'll see. Depends
on who's first. Go ahead and introduce us to the side of heavy hitters.
Yes, alright, first I have heavy hitters. We have 8 Monkey on the Blaze, Moonkick on the Vala, Tispaco on the Joanna, K-Star on the Brightwing, and Xantharum on the Mephisto. So a little bit different different players this game.
And a little bit of a mix-up as well for the side of I'm Not Trolling. We have Silent X on the Anubarak, Seer on the Junkrat, Realistic on the Uther, Shotdown 007 on the Ragnaros, and Crimson Chin on the Hogger. Bit of a scuffle here and the level 1. Bit of damage traded onto both sides. Anubarak goes in, even though he's half health. Does look like he's barely going to be able to get out. Oh no, a lot of damage! And they are able to convert that kill. Uther gets super low as well. Are they going to be able to get the... Oh, not quite. They booped the Vala back in, though. The bomb from the Junkrat is able to convert it. In the end, it's a 1-for-1. I'm surprised that went as well as it did for I'm Not Trolling.
Yeah, kind of shucks.
But do you want to know the
Oh my
real
gosh.
victory? Look at these level 1 talents for the side of I'm Not Trolling. Look at how many stacks they have already.
Oh my gosh, look at the Uther stacks. Jeez.
Like, the Uther's half done already.
And like, all right, time to wipe my hands and get this done.
Now, we do see another poke build coming out from the Vala, going that Q build. So, yeah, I think I almost would have rather have seen W build, just because I think against Uther, you want to pump out as much AoE damage as you can, just to make it harder for him. But the Q build as well will sort of add up that poke and really test Uther's mana bar. So, something to watch out for. We do see the Meatball build as well from the Ragnaros, so I'm glad that I still remember a little bit about this game.
I'm glad you do, because I don't know any of these talents, but I do know Mephisto's getting really low. There's the Brightwing teleport, and now the tables are turning, and now the tables have stopped moving.
I think it's less me knowing stuff about the game and more me just trying to remember what I know about these players from playing against them in like Storm League or in NGS.
That's true, that's true. Alright, we do see a little bit of a fight going down the bottom with the offlane Joanna. Joanna losing to the Rag though, which I'm kind of shocked about.
I mean, Meatball builds, Ragnaros does respectable damage early, you know. You gotta respect it.
True, I can see that.
Honestly, Ragnaros is a sleeper pick. He doesn't get the respect he deserves sometimes. Especially against melee-heavy comps, he can be really good. I don't know if this is the Ragnaros game that I dream of, but, you know, it's pick.
Do you remember how to lock onto your camera? Like, how can I lock onto your camera?
For me, it was always O, but I don't know if you can see my camera.
I don't know, but I know the Vala just died here. And, ooh, the Hogger is getting really low. Let's see.
Ooh, Junkrat got extremely low as well, but they're not able to get any others. Just the one there. Objectives have spawned, but it looks like they might be looking for a siege, potentially? No, they're just going to go ahead and move out. Interesting, they're actually all falling back, even though they have the pick.
I mean, we do have objective up. I wonder why they didn't just go for objective. I mean, we do see the Crimson Chin on the siege camp here. And of course, Rag now fighting Blaze in the bottom lane. Heavy hitters on their siege camp now. And here we go, Anubarak doing the Anubarak things and grabbing the objective here as talents are coming online.
Listen, if you're gonna do it, you have to do it in like your deepest voice possible. Like, here comes the Crimson Chin!
Oh man, no.
Nothing like a little late night just belting out lyrics.
Sounds about right. Ooh, that was a good Junkrat boop onto the Mephisto, stopping him. I don't think they're gonna be able to stop him again. And now Junkrat, a lot of damage onto him and Nubarak. Are they gonna make it out? Oh, instead Blaze is super low. Oh man, they're gonna die from that.
It was some really good damage and a great flank from the Blaze, but I think the problem is the damage just isn't really quite there yet. Vala's still scaling with that Q build, really trying to get those stacks. It's hard for her to get the Qs onto those targets sometimes unless they're really isolated. And then as well, you know, Mephisto still has a lot of scaling to go before he really starts murdering people. So, gonna be, I think that might have been the only reason that Junkrat lives. I think if they had a few more talents, he probably would have been dead there.
Yeah, I can definitely agree. Ooh, there's the root, and I feel like the Junkrat booped it too early. Didn't get to hit all of his grenades onto that Joanna. But now they're just walking away now. Just little pokes here and there.
I will say, Xanthanarium, you know, we're seeing it in this game how effective the Mephisto is. Like we mentioned, it was banned in games 1 and 2, so finally gets the chance to show us just the impact that he can have in this game. And so far, I think it's been looking pretty good. He's been putting quite a bit of damage out.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, we do see level 10s coming up here soon. Anubarak looking for the cheese again. Let's see if he's going to be able to grab it. Here comes Brightwing. Brightwing, oh, she's able to stall it, but here comes the rest of I'm Not Trolling along with Blaze. Brightwing and Blaze able to stop it, but Brightwing is so low, and Brightwing is gonna go down.
Well, That probably is going to be objective. We actually have the lava wave coming out from the Ragnaros, putting pressure into this top lane. They're trying to put some damage back into this Anubrak, but they just don't have the damage right now. And with that lava wave pushing, they're going to have to answer that top wave, and the objective goes over to I'm Not Trolling.
Yeah, and so now we'll see how I'm Not Trolling is going to do. See if they're going to be able to put a lot of damage out into these forts. We do see the Junkrat ult being used. Not able to get anyone, unfortunately. But now here comes the objective running on down.
Blaze still hasn't chosen an ultimate. Do you think we see combustion?
Nah, it's gotta be bunker. No way it's combustion.
It's not gonna be combustion.
Oh,
big ult there from the Mephisto, comboing off the Joanna. I can't talk today. But they are able to turn this fight around. They're going on to the Ragnaros. A lot of damage. D-Shield does come out and saves them, though. Uther's able to get out as well, so good save there. And all this time, the objectives are pushing in the lanes.
Look at Blaze talent.
No, stop it.
It's combustion. This man said, they said bunker. No, combustion.
You know, honestly, as much as I meme on it, it's actually not terrible here because you're playing against an Uther, so he struggles to heal it. But I still don't love it. Like, bunker's just so good.
Yeah. Oh, and now heavy hitters going on to the bottom boss here, which I think is a little risky. Here we go, Rag checking on it. Now they know. And
oh, they get scared off it. I think they actually might have been able to finish it.
They could have.
They have Vala, so with the Q damage onto the bosses with that Monster Hunter, they would have been able to get it down pretty quickly. Oh, wait, hold on. They might catch him on a slightly lazy rotate. A lot of damage onto the Anubrak, but he isn't going to go down. The W talents from Anubrak really helping him survive that damage from the Mephisto.
Oh, yeah. I was kind of shocked that they weren't able to kill him here. I'm really kind of upset that they didn't finish the boss. They could have finished the boss. Granted, though, they were able to see where I'm Not Trolling was at on the map, so it was the safer bet to just back off and leave instead of keep going.
You're absolutely right. We have the cheater caster vision. We could see how far away they weren't.
Yeah, yes.
But now the siege going down in the bottom lane. 4 members here pushing. They are going to convert this fort. Are they going to be able to cleanly get out? Joanna looks like she wants to try and do something, but there's a lot of members not here. Ragnaros now getting in the trait. They use the Durance to try and disengage this. And I think, oh no, they're going to catch the Mephisto. No. Another, Joanna's trying to go back in, but she has no iron skin now. She's going to take a bunch of damage. Blaze showing up now to try and find something. The what's it called? The Ragnaros trait is finally ended, so they are able to push back into this. But all in all, nobody goes down. Just lots of ultimates used.
You know, I'm not sure what I just watched there. That was a very interesting fight there. It's like Joanna wanted to go in, but the rest of her team was like, no, let's not go in. And I felt like the other team, they're like, nah, we're not going to go in either.
I think Joanna just needs to have a little bit more chill. I think that she might have went in a little too early there when they only had 3 members, as well as she blessed and then re-engaged while the trait was still up from the Ragnaros. I think a little bit more patience and they might have been able to turn that fight around. They might have just moved a little bit too fast. That
is true here. Alright, now you see the new rack trying to cheese the objective, but Joanna's able to stop her. We do see Hunger.
Junkrat!
Ooh.
Oh, and the Rag trait now pushing bottom as well. They are going to start having katas in that lane to help them push, although in this map they're not katas. Do you know what they're called?
What are they called?
They're called Reavers.
What?
Reavers.
Interesting. What does that stand for?
So, like, that's their name. They're not katas on this map. They're like the melee minions that push.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yes, okay. I forgot. Man, I am tired.
This is Hot Jeopardy coming in for you.
Hot Jeopardy. Got any questions about Hots? Just ask Shane. That's it. He knows all the answers.
I don't know why I know random garbage like this. I'm kind of ashamed.
I like it. It's like fun fact with Shane the Train. Like if you were a Twitch streamer, you could make it as a channel point redemption. Hot's fun facts.
What happens when I run out of fun facts?
You make shit up.
Ah, yes, of course. Fraud.
Like, did you know Joanna is only 2 feet tall?
Did you know that Brightwing has a 100% win rate?
Fuck it. You hate Brightwing so much.
It's just my MO at this point.
Shane the Train.
My mellow oats.
Yeah, the mellows. Shane the Train, Brightwing hater. It's like a started political campaign. Do you hate Brightwing? I do too. Vote for me.
Go door to door handing out pamphlets.
Little like with Brightwing that has like the cross on it, or not the cross, the like the circle with the dash through it. No more Brightwing.
I don't know why, but now you have me thinking of SpongeBob, where they have the circle that they sit in, like the anti-bear circle.
Sea bear! Oh my goodness! With the CMPFIR Yasuoji song.
Was it different? No, that is the same episode.
Same episode, because they were camping, and you gotta be careful of sea bears. You gotta wear the
hold
sombreros.
on, wait, real quick. Uther getting caught out. He does have to burn the D shield there. They missed the ult from the Mephisto as well, and the combustion got canceled, so a clean disengage there. Their boss is pushing up in the top lane. He was able to take that fort and do a little bit of damage up here. They're cleaning up the boss. I think this is a net positive here for the side of I'm Not Trolling. Another fight breaking out, but it's 3v4 right now. Hogger getting out some good damage. Not quite able to find the stun, and now the damage is coming out from the Mephisto. Are they going to be able to pick it up? It doesn't look quite like it. And the ult is down from the Uther here, so this could potentially get a little bit dangerous. They are once again able to disengage. No kills going down here.
Not yet, at least. And man, heavy hitters, they're looking really low too. I mean, I'm Not Trolling's already back to full health compared to heavy hitters. I don't think this is a good fight for heavy hitters. We already see Mephisto pretty low here. Blaze super low as well. There's the stun onto the Joanna, and Blaze is gonna go down. I think Joanna and Vala are next here. There's the Cocoon on the Brightwing. Oh, that's a good Durance though. And that's a lot of damage on I'm Not Trolling, as now they're gonna train up the tanks. Vala is gonna go down as well. They're looking for this Brightwing kill, and oh, backwards TP, but it's not gonna be enough as she's gonna go down along with the Mephisto. And now, wow, what a great fight for I'm Not Trolling. Compared to their first game to now, this is insane progress for them. And now they're gonna grab at the next objective here.
Xanthanarium did so much damage in that fight, but in the end, it wasn't enough. They got everyone relatively low, but Hogger was just a complete nuisance on the backline, did a great job of confirming those kills. And, you know, that's what matters. Getting those kills confirmed makes the fight for I'm Not Trolling. It converts the objective. They have the mid-camp pushing. I mean, this game is firmly in their grasp right now.
Yeah, it's looking really good for them right now to make this a game number 2 in their favor. Here's the Junkrat coming on in. Ooh, there's the root and the hit onto the Joanna. Brightwing coming in though. And now here comes the objective, and this is going to be very hard for heavy hitters. They really need to hold this off as much as they can.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Ragnaros has that trait. If he really wanted to, he could trait the mid in order to guarantee they get this, but I think they get it no matter what. My guess is they're going to take this and potentially rotate down bottom or top. Let's see what lane they decide to go to. Looks like it is going to be the bottom lane. And they might potentially use that Ragnaros trait. They're ulting bot. I don't love that decision. I'd almost rather they ult top to keep the pressure up there as well.
And there's the Durance. There is a lot of ults being used right now. But here comes the Lava Wave, which might work in their favor, even though you didn't like it. It does do quite a bit of damage to that Brightwing. We do see the Cocoon onto the Mephisto, and that is a dead Mephisto. Oh,
and the no control. He's just spinning on top of Joe. Doesn't quite get the kill, though.
Oh.
The Iron Skin barely comes in and save. Oh, they're looking. Not quite able to find it with those Junkrat mines. But they are going to have this bottom keep as well. We see the level 20 upgrade on Lava Surge. Brings in the second wave to keep the pressure up top. They're going to go for the end. They have 15 seconds on Vala. Are they going to be able to do it? Combustion puts out a bit of damage, but it's not a lot. Joanna and Blaze both get very low here. Joanna is probably going to go down, trying her best to run, but the damage is good enough. Blaze doing what he can to hold this, but he's just getting lower and lower. He goes down. Vala's now back in the fight, but there's 5 members still alive. The core is getting lower and lower, down to about 10%, and it's converted 2 games to 1. Brightwing diff overcome in game number 3.
I don't think you're gonna see your Brightwing ban now.
Yeah, they've been duped into thinking it's beatable.
Well, all right, let's go over the game summary real quick. In the siege damage, we do see 110,000 from Blaze and 169 from Ragnaros. In the DPS, we have 53,000 from Mephisto and 45,000 from Junkrat. Healing, 67,000 from Brightwing and 37,000 from Uther. Self-healing, 14,000 from Blaze and 24,000 from Hogger. Then 15,000 XP from Blaze and 21,000 XP from Ragnaros. 2 kills to 13 kills, level 19, level 21. You want to talk about the talents while I grab a water real quick?
Yeah, the one thing that really sticks out to me, I mean, I think I like a lot of the talent builds this game. I think W build was absolutely correct from Anubrak this game. Really like to see that build coming out. Excuse me, I had the hiccups. You got to forgive me. Forgive me, chat. The big thing I think that was potentially a bit of a misplay in this game, I don't know how I feel about the Q build Vala. I understand going it to clear up objectives and to try and cheese bosses, but against an Uther specifically, even if you burst a target, he's going to get de-shielded and able to escape. And I feel like spreading out that damage a bit more and keeping up the pressure, taxing the Uther's resources might have been a better decision. I'm not 100% sure here. I mean, Xanthanarium did a fantastic game on the Mephisto. We see now why it was banned. Top damage at 53,000 for the team, but just there wasn't enough follow-up damage coming in from the rest of the team. And over, everyone would just get low, and they weren't quite able to convert them fast enough. So a bit unfortunate there. Question's going to be, how do they retool their draft going into game number 4? They've been leaning on the Vala all series long. It's looked good in some games, but I think it fell a little bit flat in this one. Do they go back to it for game number 4, or do they make an adjustment?
And I am back in time to see game number 5.
Game number 4.
4. And we're going to Towers of Doom. Oh, I'm so hyped for this.
I want to say also, I'm very surprised that Hogger made it through draft again. Once again, I think Crimson Chin played an excellent Hogger again.
Yeah, I am. We'll see if they pick it up again, or if they're gonna get it banned. Oh, it looks like I'm Not Trolling picked the map.
Oh, interesting. So maybe they see something out of the side of heavy hitters that they want to try and exploit on this map.
There you go. I told him, thank you for the TOD game. I always enjoy a good TOD game. Well, all right. Let me go ahead and tell them that.
I guess I should join the lobby. That'd be a good idea.
Oh, I didn't even realize you weren't. We always get there eventually. I like it. That's pretty funny.
I'm gonna leave the cast to you for a quick minute. I'm going to use the bathroom and grab a drink. So all you for a minute.
All right, sounds good. Hi chat, how you doing? I know on the regular NGS channel we have Crushinator casting. Hope that game went well. If you guys are coming from there, welcome on in. Hello, hello. And we're gonna go into our next draft. I'm gonna take a sip of water now. I forgot. I've been up since like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. running around doing errands because I get to go back to work next week. But I had to do like doctor's appointments. I had to talk to my union and I do a bunch of stuff today. So I didn't get back to like 2 o'clock today, and I just been tired. I'm ready for bed. Like right before the cast, I was like, I should be fine. Probably last game, I started to be like, oh man, let me go get like a snack or something to help keep me up. We are going to see the Deathwing and the Garrosh being banned, of course, and there's the Dahaka. So once again, no Hogger ban yet. We'll see what I'm Not Trolling is going to ban here. They're thinking about it this time. There's the Mephisto ban.
Do we start a poll for if you will stay awake all the way through game 5?
Bro, I don't know. I got my snack now, so like I've perked up a little bit. So maybe I will.
But
I didn't realize how tired I was.
What is the meal of choice for today?
Nothing healthy. It says it's trail mix, but it's not. It's peanut butter cups, milk chocolate covered cereal squares, peanuts, chocolate chips, and peanut butter chips. AKA dessert. Crunchy dessert.
Trail mix. More like fail mix.
I know, you can get it at Target. It's very Target specific. And I'm just addicted to it. Alright, you did that on purpose.
Well, one of the things I want to point out, and this was something I actually didn't get to bring up too much before the draft, we do go to Towers of Doom. 8Monkey coming in, playing the Artanis this game. Usually Artanis isn't a pick you see a lot on Towers of Doom. This usually tends to be a very heavy double soak map, but this is actually a pick that heavy hitters actually seems to really like on this map. So I'm very interested to see how they're going to play the Artanis into this matchup on this map.
I mean, we do see the Joanna and Blaze for I'm Not Trolling. We're going to ban Jaina being banned, which I was not expecting that. And of course, there's a Hammer ban again. So I'm wondering if we're going to go Hogger here again. We do see the Maiev got through for heavy hitters, so we finally get to see the Maiev play here. And then Brightwing, of course, first pick for heavy hitters as well.
Oh, you got to pick the best champion in the game.
You're so toxic for Brightwing.
Am I toxic, or is Brightwing toxic?
Ooh, Falstad and Uther again. Huh. Is this gonna be practically the exact same comp as last game? Except without Ragnaros?
There is a chance we see the Junkrat come out as well for like the full stall. Their damage might be a little bit low to follow up on Joanna Blaze kill targets. I'm not sure. It'll be decent. But we'll have to see how they end up pairing them together if they do that.
Ooh, Tassadar and ETC. Pretty good combos.
Now here's one of the things I'm wondering. Do they go the slide over the wall talent for ETC so he can slide through Tassadar walls if necessary?
Maybe. I don't know, it's kind of 50-50. I think you have to see how the game's playing.
I mean, it's a teammate Tassadar, so you would think it's a little bit less of a necessity, but, I mean, you never know.
Well, let's see what our last pick's gonna be. Ooh, Li Ming! That's me!
I think this is a very interesting combo. Now, looking at these teams, I feel like if you're Li Ming, I don't know, do you go Calamity this game? I feel like it's really hard to go Calamity if they have Brightwing. I'm not sure if this is a Calamity game.
So here's my Li Ming secret. I'm gonna give it away because most of the time she gets banned anyways now. On this map, you go Calamity, but I think if you don't have to choose level 10 first, then you can justify it with either going Laser or Wave of Force. If ETC goes Mosh Pit, you go Wave of Force. If he does it, you go Disintegrate, and then you just hide behind walls when you're trying to poke them and use your Disintegrate. And that's exactly what I do.
And then Artanis swaps you, and then you die.
No, because then now you have Calamity, and if you go, the biggest thing about Calamity, which I hate that there's players that don't do this, but to each his own, you gotta go the shield talent at 16 for your Calamity jumps. You can go in and out, that's what she said. And so if Artanis swaps you, you teleport out, but now you also have this extra shield while they're trying to do damage to you. I don't know why people don't do it. That's just me as a Li Ming. Anyways,
the battle begins.
On to the teams. For heavy hitters, we do see the Ape Monkey on the Artanis, K-Star and Brightwing, Tezpaco on the ETC, Xanthrum on the Maiev, and Mooncake on the Tassadar.
Real quick, I want to call it out before he locks it in. He's going to go amateur opponent on Artanis, calling it now.
Okay.
So for the side of I'm Not Trolling, we have Seer on the Li Ming, Crimson Chin on the Blaze, Silent X on the Joanna, the only Navi on the Falstad, and Realistic on the Uther. And there it is! Ba-ba-ba-bam!
And that's an NGS team name.
Yeah, I hear some loser used to play offline for that team.
Yeah, I know. Just a little bit of a loser.
He made a lot of really terrible dad jokes.
Makes just bad jokes in general.
That's true, actually.
See? Look at do you see all this damage that heavy hitters did to that turret on this bottom wall? Insane amount of damage within just a few seconds.
It was a good bunch of damage they got. Pull in here from... Ooh, I like that combo. The pull in into the ETC slide. Really good combo there. Get a bunch of damage down and then get out. So good chunk there. I'm interested as how this offlane is going to work. It looks like Crimson Chin wants to be doing the double soak strat, but I think the strategy usually from the Artanis is to try and actually find some duels to slow down the double soak, as well as to stack up that amateur opponent. Does miss the swap though, so that's going to slow that down a little bit. Meanwhile, down bottom, Joanna a little bit caught out. Using the task wall as like soft CC, they're able to combo once again into the slide. Joanna doesn't have that Iron Skin, but Blaze has arrived looking for the Tassadar. The speed up isn't quite enough, and they are able to get onto the Tassadar. Are they going to be able to bring him down? Yes, Li Ming converts that kill. It's 1-0 now for the side of I'm Not Trolling.
Oh, and you know what I just realized? Li Ming, oh no, this is correct. Ether Walker. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I haven't played HOTS in a few days, but I was like, she didn't do the level 1 talent. No, she did. Let's see what she goes for level 2. I normally go the orb. Yep, there's the orb. And man, there we go. Minions already pushing in on that bottom lane, and now I'm Not Trolling, giving back the damage onto the bottom wall as level 4s come up. Oh shoot! Ooh, I didn't even notice the mid lane.
Yeah, they tried to go for a gank there onto the Artanis. Uther though gets tethered by the Maiev and isn't able to escape anywhere. Uther is going to go down, has reached his final form, going Super Saiyan with the healing. But now the kills are equalized. That kill comes in right before objectives, so let's see if they're able to convert this into that first objective. Uther will be up about 5 to 10 seconds before it spawns. That's not enough time for him to get out on the map.
Yeah, here we go. Objectives are gonna come on up. Uther's trying to run back. Artanis is able to... Oh, Artanis looks like he's gonna get stalled. So both teams, actually, both heavy hitters areas are getting stalled out. We do see the Blaze grabbing onto that top objective, and now Li Ming is gonna go down. Brightwing gets stalled again and again. We do see the TP up top
there. That was a tricky swap from the Artanis. Gets the quick swap on the Blaze to put him behind the fort, and that actually allowed him to take a whole bunch of damage. He's still looking, but the damage is starting to actually show up now to kind of stall it out. I actually really like the call there, though, from the side of I'm Not Trolling to try and find that counter pressure since they knew they were a man down. The problem is they overextended a bit down bottom, and they might have stayed a little bit too long up top. Oh, Crimson Chin does barely escape. Well, now we have at least a moment, I think, where the game is going to calm down.
And we can talk about how bad your jokes are. Got it. I do like King Andrew. He said in the chat, yes, you could always go Calamity into Brightwing. I agree, Andrew. And we do see it as well. We do. I just noticed she did go Calamity. Now the question is, does she go level 16 shield? Oh, I just missed it. I just moved down here. Tasks are going to go down for heavy hitters, and now I'm Not Trolling. They're going to look to steal this camp here.
ETC, though, positioning like he might potentially want to go for this, but I don't know if he has the damage here to really back this up. Artanis has arrived and is looking in. Really good split, though, from the side of I'm Not Trolling to not take as much Maiev damage. They are getting off the point, though. It was Brightwing who's been having to hold the point this whole time, so Brightwing is going to go down. Blaze is finally starting to arrive. Big damage.
Down.
Oh, that was Uther that went down. Excuse me, my apologies.
Yeah.
A lot of damage, though, coming in. The point may be flipping. Things starting to pop off in this fight.
Look at this Falstad.
And I think that fight really just came down to the constant pressure from the Li Ming and the Falstad poke eventually just allowed Li Ming to go for those pop-offs.
Yeah, having those tight corners, man. The tight clumped up areas. Li Ming's able just to pop in there with Calamity and finish those kills. And as soon as she finishes the kills, she's able to have her resets and pops right back onto it. All right, here we go. Another fight for the bottom area. Maiev already down to half health. There's a swap from Blaze and Artanis in the top. And Artanis is getting stunned out. He's getting a lot of damage onto him. So is the Blaze and the Falstad. Let's see who is going to get the first kill here. It looks like Maiev might die. Ah, there she goes, and that's gonna be the second kill. That's 2 kills. I'm not trolling, going in for these kills here. And now they have their level 10s. This game, we are gonna see Bunker, and we're gonna see Wave of 4s, which is totally fine. You're unable to see what this ETC is gonna go, so if you want to just quickly pick a level 10, this is perfect timing for it. But oh no, the Bribing, and now the tasks are gonna go down. There's the Bunker. Uther, get in the bunker! Oh my goodness, Uther. Oh my goodness.
Honestly, these fights I think just need to be quicker from the side of heavy hitters. The poke from the Falstad and the Li Ming is just slowly adding up the longer that these fights take. And if they aren't able to find those quick picks with the Maiev pull into the ETC stun into the Tassadar damage, the poke just adds up and eventually allows the fight to swing in their direction. I do want to say it was really clean movement, though, from the Maiev to dodge a lot of those abilities.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't quite good enough, and now they lost those 2 objectives, and now they have this fort flipped over, and oh my goodness, ETC rest in peace as he goes down. They're gonna really struggle to convert this back now. They don't have amazing siege. Really, Tassadar is the only one that can do it relatively safely.
Yeah, we're gonna see Falstad going for their siege, for his own siege camp, and that's gonna be Pumpkins being able to help push in too. So this is Towers of Doom, however, so it can always be a comeback game. So Heavy Hitters does have a chance to come back from this match very easily. They just need to stay alive, basically.
The altars are activating. They're both top sides, so it's a bit of a conundrum, at least for the side of I'm Not Trolling. They don't want to commit too much or else they'll flip back this bottom. Oh, but they catch out the ETC under the fort. The Gust as well, pushing them even further in. ETC is going to go down, and the pressure here, they're trading out the objectives up top and potentially looking to get these pumpkins in, but I guess the cooldowns are just down. They don't really pressure in too hard with it, and they are able to at least clean up the pumpkins.
Yes, and so now it's a nice trade-off, and either team, they're doing pretty good here. I mean, 23 to 29 is not rough at all. Heavy Hitters are still in this game here. They just really need to figure out a way. How are they going to get back? I'm Not Trolling. Do we go and try to capture our bottom fort? Do we try to pressure top and mid lane? Who knows?
I mean, the real problem is how do they flip this bottom keep back over? Now, they at least will have a little bit of time to put in some damage since I'm Not Trolling rotated away. But now with them rotating in, oh, they actually don't get a... Falstad didn't actually join them, so they don't have a ton of damage. But the real problem is Maiev really... Unless they push the wave up to this tower and get to free hit. Oh, up top, yeah, wait a minute. A fight going on for this. Brightwing is committed as well. They gust them off the point to guarantee the objective. They swap in the Blaze and are now going to try and go for the Falstad, but Falstad putting out so much damage onto the Brightwing isn't quite able to find it. And I do think they're going to go... Wait, down bottom, though, a fight was breaking out down here as well. Oh, almost! Oh, barely misses that combo. And now, oh wait, Uther with the shock gets him in the back line, ends up finding the kill after all. I mean, it's so hard for them to flip this bottom. Keep Tassadar's the only one that can hit it.
Yeah, it's been unfortunate for them. I mean, and losing that the top camp as well is not fun for Heavy Hitters right now. And now we have objective up in 5 seconds in the bottom lane. It's going to I'm not trolling. Heavy hitters just they gotta stay back and clear their lanes.
Lay claim to the altar.
And it's really unfortunate that they're not able to contest this because they're actually even talent tier right now for a little bit. But they're not able to find anything. They're going to try and put some damage onto this fort, but instead it's actually just ETC who takes a whole bunch of damage. And, I mean, once again, you see they just instantly clear the wave, and then there's no more siege to be done. It's just so hard for them.
Ooh, almost, excuse me. We're almost level 16, so I'm excited to see what the Li Ming takes. Because so far, her build, exact same build that I would go, so... Oh, there you go. ETC going in on that. Big pull for the Maeve. Oh, ETC is super low. There's the Mosh, though. Oh, and there he goes. Gus and Li Ming are going to be able to kill that ETC. And I'm not trolling, doing a great job just holding off on this bottom four. And now we're going to have 3 pumpkins. That's 2. No, that's 1 pumpkin. Can they get the other ones in? And they do get the other ones in. And man, I'm not trolling, doing a phenomenal job just dominating this map so far.
How does Heavy Hitters come back into this game? I mean, that looked like about as good of an engage as they could have possibly gotten. ETC gets the slide boop onto the out of position Falstad into a Maiev pull, and they can't convert the kill. I mean, that's exactly what they're looking for, and they couldn't convert it. I mean, if that doesn't work, how do they come back?
I'm very unfortunate with Li Ming as she went Mirror Ball instead of the Calamity teleports, which I think they really need right now. But I mean, Mirror Ball's not horrible. I just wouldn't have chosen the level 2 orb then. But alright, there we go. Falstad, oh my goodness.
They actually took a lot of damage during that. Looks like they're going to back off and cap. Oh, I think that's... Oh yeah, they're getting a little desperate, I think, here from the side of Heavy Hitters. Look, they're going top side to try and look for the Blaze and trying to cap both of these. Uther has arrived to make sure they can't capture their top right. Whoa, Falstad! Whoa! Almost gets caught there by the black hole, is able to spin out. The teams have finally set up their battle lines. They can calm down for a moment, but the fight will be breaking out. A swap in onto the Falstad. ETC almost gets bursted, but a huge Maiev cage into the ETC ult catches 4. They're gonna get 3 here. Are they gonna be able to get Uther as well? He gets caught in that choke. They actually catch the Falstad instead. 4 kills now and 2 objectives, and the comeback might be starting here.
Alright, I'm gonna say this, and maybe Heavy Hitters can disagree with me. I would have not capped. I would have either gone bottom, top, or mid. Figure out which tower I want to go and take a tower. Obviously, bottom would have been the best one to take. Take it, and then get the objective. Because now they only got 3 hits instead of 4. And they had quite a bit of time. Just keep someone up top to do it, so... I think it's unfortunate that they didn't at least try it, but they did get their hits on it. Like you said, a possible comeback. We do see Artanis in the bottom, trying to take back that fort, and now I'm not trolling, steals the top fort.
Oh, they might not quite get it. Uther almost managing to set that kill up for the Li Ming. Not quite, but they do actually end up flipping the keep back, or the bell tower, excuse me, just barely. And now the question is, are they going to be able to hold it? They have the bell tower advantage for a little bit. Falstad is setting up to try and pressure that top one out. A little bit of time until this next objective, so it'll be interesting to see it. Somehow, oh wait, hang on, a bit of damage onto the ETC, but the Brightwing does show up. I did want to point out the XP advantage has actually gone back in favor of the side of Heavy Hitters. Being down 3 kills, they're actually in a pretty good spot now if they're able to stabilize this health advantage.
Yep. I mean, like I said earlier, Towers of Doom is definitely a comeback map, and Heavy Hitters is so far showing it up right now. We do see the next objective is going to be the 1 singular, 1 mid. Oh, and I missed it. Artanis going down. There's the ETC Mosh, there's the cage, there's the Falstad, but not enough damage to help follow up. And now I think I'm not trolling. I think they're going to be able to grab this objective, which is fine. It's only 3 hits.
Oh, it really looks like they want to keep fighting for this. A bunch of damage onto ETC, but he is going to be able to stay up there. Yeah, he really wants to contest this, but the poke and the engage from the Blaze, it's huge. The damage isn't quite able to reach him though. Ming just not quite able to land those orbs on those stun targets. Now they're going in on the Maiev. Maiev is able to backflip out of there. ETC looks like he might be the target here. They are going to convert it. Maiev though and Tacit are able to team up and get the Joe as well. I do think they're going to be able to get the cap, bringing them down to 7, and that means that if they get one more cap, that could set up a game-ending scenario.
Cap and boss, I think that's it right there. It'd be 2 caps or 1 cap and boss if they take back their top tower.
But again, I still don't think it's a terrible position. I do think that the side of heavy hitters are going to be able to hit those level 20s in time for this next objective. What's up?
I see what you did there.
Oh, I didn't even mean that one.
What, you didn't mean it? Heavy hitters are gonna hit?
Yes, I know what I said. I didn't. Oh, I... And here's another thing too, they capture that top bell tower as well for the side of I'm Not Trolling, and it matters more than you think. Getting down to 3 shots actually matters because it could set up a pumpkin win condition as well, so potentially could matter in a late game scenario if they try and get them into a standoff where pumpkins are pushing one way and the bell towers are up. So oh wait, Blaze getting caught out in the mid lane, uses that bunker to try and buy himself some time. Lots of crowd control though. Oh, barely dodges out of the blessed shield and is able to escape. It's huge he survives there. I think if he went down, he would have been dead for this next objective phase.
Oh yeah, definitely, and then would have been a longer game here. I mean, but for now, we're looking good. You know, I just realized Li Ming went the upgrade level 20, not Talarush damage, which I'm really shocked about. We do see the swap onto the Joanna. That's a really great task wall. There's the Artansol as well. Oh, that would have been such a good mosh.
Oh, the group up D-Shield, though. They catch out the Maiev. Big stuns as he's now caught under the fort. Brightwing does come in with the poly. They use the cage. ETC looks for the power slide in, and he does catch 3. This could be their fight to win. They just can't quite find the damage. Blaze is trying to get out of there. There's only been 1 kill so far. They find the Blaze off in the corner, and I do think that's going to be it here.
I think so.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to back off. They're not going to go for the conversion here on the bell tower. Instead, just going to settle for the 8 shots. ETC really wants to find more, but not quite.
That is it right there, isn't it? Oh no,
no
I'm thinking the other team.
That's heavy hitters.
That's how it shows you how tired I am. I was like, wait, I thought that was game. No. Heavy hitters coming back here. They are pushing hard onto this. Artanis taking a lot of damage, though. There's the Maiev onto the Falstad. There's the Artanis ults. And they are going to take this bottom fort back now.
Yeah, so now that they have this bottom bell tower, they do have sort of a base of operations down in this bot lane. The sort of counterpoint here is, unlike the side of heavy hitters, Falstad Li Ming are much better at taking back a bell tower from range. They're going to eventually be able to work this down no matter how well they hold it. So it's more so just a little bit of a pick attempt onto Li Ming in the mid lane there. The question is going to be, how do they use this time where they hold it? It's going to flip back eventually, so what do they do while they have the pressure? They could potentially look for a boss play. They can potentially try and go for a hold. ETC goes for the slide in but doesn't quite find anything. So the question is going to be, just how much pressure are they able to get? Maybe they can hold it long enough to convert it into another objective.
And it's something we're just going to have to wait and see. I mean, level 20s are up for both teams. Altars now starting to charge up right now. We do see some pumpkins that heavy hitters is trying to get on in. Let's see if they're going to be able to. That is a big blessed shield, and ETC is going to be down. This is the worst time for you to die right now with altars coming on up. And now, I'm Not Trolling. They're going to leave this altar. They're going to just say F it. They're going to go straight up top, try to see if they get it. Here's the fly from Falstad. He's going to try to stop this Artanis here.
I mean, they only need 3 shots. They don't have to interrupt this Artanis. If they capture fast and then set up for boss, they could potentially do it before the ETC respawns. Bunch of damage there onto the Li Ming, but they didn't quite catch her. Falstad taking a bunch. They used the wind tunnel, and really, I mean, if they could just get this boss, it'll be game over. doesn't look like they want to go for it. They actually want to fight for this objective instead, but this is buying time for that ETC respawn. They don't actually need to hold this objective. They get the swap onto the Blaze under the structure, but now Artanis is out in no man's land. Blaze uses the bunker to stall for time, but he is still caught there. He is going to go down. Artanis actually trying to get a kill there, but not quite able to get one. He stayed alive for way longer than he should have. This is criminal. He ends up going down. Now Brightwing is potentially caught, is able to blink out of there with the phase shift. They catch out the Joanna and the Uther as well, not quite able to convert it now, and now it's a 4 for 3 on the map as ETC is arriving.
Oof.
They're not going to be able to get the bot, and this game is going to continue.
Yeah, oh my goodness, it's like every time you think it's gonna end, it's gonna keep going. That's just Towers of Doom, man. It's very big here. We're gonna see heavy hitters now take the boss off the map and get them some more damage onto I'm Not Trolling's core. And this is a very, very close game now. I'm Not Trolling was a very strong start.
Uther?
Oh,
They went for the wind tunnel play and they tried to de-shield onto the point. Oh, unfortunately, it doesn't quite work out. That would have ended the game.
Oh, man. At least they didn't die, though. That's the big thing here, because if they died again, it would be bad. And look, we're already looking for heavy hitters, looking for the steal of the siege camp here. And they just need to quickly take this down if they can. Oh, it's just a sneeze away. Oh, it's so hard to watch.
I mean, they'll get it eventually, you know? Oh, Uther does end up actually getting pulled in. He was trying to avoid it. The Blaze uses that bunker in order to dodge the black hole there from the Tastar. Huge bless comes out on hitting everyone. The power slide in, though, from the ETC gets a whole bunch. They get the Blaze in the end after the bunker times out. And they're really trying to force these in. If they're able to get a pumpkin, it could potentially mean the end of the game. It goes in, which sets them to 5, which means that could be end game. They have to flip this. Uther goes in, but it's not quite enough. He might as well just hit for it. Can he get there? They do end up flipping it, so maybe that could save the game. The wind tunnel buying a bit of time. They're trying to get the Maiev, but it's not quite enough. Big stun from the Uther, finds 3. Falstad's caught. He gets caught by the phase prism, and he's going to go down as well. Right? He is going to go down, right? He's going to go down, right? He's going to go down, right? This is where he goes down. Right there. Right. Oh my, it's criminal.
God.
It's criminal. Eyes to the century.
Well, now it's not game ending, so now we have 4 hits that are gonna hit unless they take down a tower, and it looks like they might be trying to take down a tower here. Joanna's super low. Oh, Joanna, there's the blessed shield. She is gonna be able to tap, which I kind of find funny. Oh, but then the Artanis is getting hit. Artanis is gonna go down, and now Li Ming is gonna go for it. But Joanna goes down, but will ETC make it in time? And he doesn't. Your mic's cutting out from all the yelling.
He get 4 shots. Joanna, it looked like she was inting on the bell tower, but she holds it so they can't flip. They get the kill on the bell tower, and then she holds it with her life to allow the capture to come in to give them 4 shots. And I'm Not Trolling comes away with a 3-1 victory in climactic fashion.
Oh, that's why I love my Towers of Doom. So stressful. Definitely woke me up.
What an end to that game, honestly. What a sequence.
Game. I know, I love Towers of Doom games because most of the time they end up like that, and it's just so much fun. I love watching them. But alright, before we go into an interview, let's go through the stats and talents for the stats and the siege damage. Very close game overall. 114,000 from Tastar and 119,000 from Blaze. Hero damage, 91,000 from Tastar, 106,000 from Li Ming. Here's the giant difference though. Healing, 128,000 from Brightwing, 51,000 from Uther. Brightwing had such big healing that entire game. That's insane. It's Brightwing being Brightwing. In the healing, we have self-healing. We have 41,000 from ETC and 42,000 from Joanna. And then an XP, 22,000 from Artanis, 20,000 from Blaze. 17 kills to 18 kills, level 22, level 23. Extremely close 4th game there.
honestly, I'm still reeling over the end of that game. That was incredible. I remember I didn't even realize what was happening at first. I was about to be like, Joanna, what are you doing? What are we doing? Why are we doing it? But then it slowly started to click. Like, first off, they can't lose it because if they cap with it, then the game's over. But then it also dawned on me like, oh, they're killing the guy who's capping during this. Like, she just needs to stall them.
Yeah.
And I mean, it worked out, and honestly, I mean, I can only imagine how it must have felt for the teams in comms while that's happening.
Butts how we're clenching. Well, all right, let's go over and meet our winner. Well, hello there, winner.
Well, hello.
How are you feeling?
Very, good.
I'd hope so. Congratulations on your win tonight. Normally I go in order when it comes to the game, but man, I just want to talk about game number 4 right now. How are you feeling after that game?
That was a very intense one.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Was your butt clenched?
Just about.
Alright, sounds about right. But we'll get back more into game 4. Game 1. Alright, we're just gonna jump straight into it. Game number 1, we have a Battle of Eternity. You guys picked the map. Why'd you guys pick the Battle of Eternity as your first map?
Because we had to go somewhere, and they banned one of our favorite maps, and we have like 4 that we really like. And since it's a best of 5, we wanted to go somewhere that wasn't one of our main ones first to just get it out of the way, since we would have to eventually.
Okay. And then for you guys' draft, what made you guys pick your draft out?
Well, we're pretty bad at that map, so we're still trying to figure out how our hero picks can fit on that map, so it was a bit rough.
Got it.
But the idea was to control the map more, but we kind of fell apart at the objectives.
Yes.
Yes, that sort of leads into one of the questions I wanted to ask you is, I know you mentioned that, it's not your favorite map. It's not the map you look forward to playing. But I just sort of want your opinion. What was it that you think was sort of the reason that you guys ended up losing that map? I mean,
it was just our coordination. It was our warm up game. I don't know if you saw, but when we hit 10, we just all separately used our ults randomly and not in coordination. Yeah. It was rough.
Yeah, there were a few moments I remember. I don't actually think I saw Leap Light Bomb that game, which made me very sad.
Yeah, we were warming up.
Well, clearly, because as we get into the rest of the series, things definitely seem to turn around. But I don't want to get ahead of myself quite yet.
I mean, we could jump straight into game number 2, picked by Heavy Hitters. You guys came in very strong into that game. I was very surprised. I mean, game number 1, you guys were kind of strong in the beginning, but then Heavy Hitters just came and wiped. Game number 2, I think you guys were strong throughout majority of the game. I was really surprised. How did you guys feel about Garden of Terror? How did you feel about that match?
We don't normally play there either, but we kind of had a plan, and then we kind of just threw that plan out the window, and we went with what everybody was comfortable with, and we ended up with a good draft.
So that was going to be sort of my question was the Stitches on Garden of Terror something that you practiced specifically? Or
yeah,
was
no,
it
that was just a comfort draft that we went to because we don't normally play there, and our team was a little bit worried from the previous game.
I mean, I totally understand. And I do want to say, I said it during the cast, but absolute credit to your front line during that game. Stitches was landing hook after hook. Hogger was hitting massive shockwaves.
Oh yeah, he got that 1 5-man shockwave. We were all cheering.
Yeah, there was a bunch of great plays. But one of the things I wanted to ask you about in that game, you started off a little bit slow. They ended up getting those first 2 seeds on you, but then it seems like the hooks just started hitting and the teams started clicking.
Yeah.
I don't, at least in my mind, I saw it as like a momentum thing. Do you think it was just sort of that momentum that once you started hitting them, like you just couldn't, you just weren't missing anymore? Like,
I mean, Stitches is a win more hero, so as you get farther ahead, he just gets better and better. Just because like all the vision you have over them, like they don't know where the hook's coming from. So we were really just waiting for level 10 that game, which is why we ended up giving them the first 2 seeds. We were struggling to contest the early ones just because we weren't optimized for the early fights. But we were just trying to do the macro until 10, which we managed to get before the 3rd seed.
Yeah, your Stitches, especially after once you hit 10, you guys got Gorge, had some phenomenal Gorges there. Like, I think almost every Gorge he did, it was a kill, which I thought was insane.
Not to mention as well, I really liked the coordination of Hook Gorge into Falstead gusting away the rest of the team so the Edwin can't save the kill target. Yeah,
that was the plan. We weren't sure how well we would coordinate it, but it worked out really well.
All right, well, game number 4, Ultric Pass. You guys picked this map, and you guys had a pretty good draft. You guys were, you guys let the Mephisto go through. You guys were banning it, and then you guys let it out. Why did you let the Mephisto go?
I think that's a relatively bad Mephisto map, so if there's one where we aren't too worried about it, it would be that one.
Okay. And then, I know during draft, Shane, he really thought you guys were going to go double healer once you guys picked the Uther. Why no double healer?
We're not really a fan of double healer. Also, on Ultrac Pass, it limits our macro a lot, which is not great.
Yeah, the only reason I was thinking it was just because I was a little worried about Uther into Mephisto Vala. I felt like if Vala goes like a W build along with the Mephisto damage, it might be kind of hard for Uther to sustain through it. But Vala actually ended up going Q build, which Uther feels pretty good against. You just de-shield the target that she's trying to go on, and then like they don't die.
Yeah. We also just generally have a good amount of faith in our Uther player. He's I think still undefeated on Uther this season, so we're very happy when we get it in the right draft.
Well, speaking of on that map, I also wanted to point out, I mean, there were a few interesting picks during that draft. The Ragnaros as well. I mean, I totally see it. You're going for the macro pick, but I didn't actually see, is this an Alterac Pass special from you guys, or was it just something that, you were feeling in the moment that you decided to go with?
I guess you could call it an Alterac Pass special. We tend to run double bruiser on Alterac just because it really makes it easier to play the map.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, I don't know about you more, but I really want to talk about game number 4. I think that's where the fireworks are.
We have to talk about game number 4. Such a fun series. And you guys picked the map. Now my question is, did you pick the map because you liked playing the map, or you picked it because you knew I was casting?
We picked it because we liked the map.
Oh, okay, I see.
We were debating between going to Towers of Doom or Alterac first, and we decided to go to Alterac first, and then we're like, okay, we can pick Towers of Doom if we pick again.
All right, and you guys' comp, you guys had a pretty good comp here. I was excited to see the Li Ming. I was so excited until I saw your 16 and 20, and I was like, you know what? I'll just let it be. But what was your guys' plan for the comp?
We were actually, our plan was a bit different, but then they took the Maiev earlier than we were expecting, and so we had to change it up a bit. We were actually hoping to go with the Maiev ourselves.
But
then we ended up flexing over to Falstad, which worked out pretty well.
I mean, I think it was a solid adjustment. Falstad Ming just has so much poke over the course of the fight, and then eventually Ming can just go in for those resets. And you saw it in the early game. A lot of those fights, if you just stayed alive long enough, eventually your damage would add up and you'd be able to go in and convert those kills.
Yeah, that first camp invade I think that we did was like the real like who's gonna pull ahead fight, and it took a long time for anyone to die, so we were getting worried.
And so what I wanted to actually touch on was, I mean, you were in the driver's seat for a large portion of that game. You ended up taking that bottom bell tower relatively early, and you were just bullying them on that bottom bell tower. They just could not get in range to take it. But then suddenly, on that one top right capture point, they get that massive team fight. They basically wipe you guys, and they get back into the game. I'm sure it was a bit of a tough moment in the comms. What was your, what did you do to reset and re-strategize to get back into the game after that?
I mean, first of all, that was kind of my fault, that fight. I blinked in on the ETC thinking we were all inning him, and then we didn't. And then we were all stuck in the Maya Bolt. But then after that, we're like, okay, we still have a huge lead. They ended up taking top fort because it was closest. They didn't even get the boss. And we're just like, okay, well, we're still plenty ahead. We can just regroup and win the next fight, and it's fine. Which didn't really happen.
Well, you ended up trickling in some shots here and there, which got you down to 4. And it turns out 4 would be all that you end up needing, which
the magic
really,
number 4.
I want you to just kind of take this away. I'm not going to lead you too much into it. Just walk me through what comms were like going into that last bell tower.
So we had 2 people dead, I believe, and Falstad was within an inch of death for like a very long chase from bottom to mid.
It was criminal. Falstad got out,
and
by the way.
That was literally the difference. Falstad living was why we were able to win. Like, if they kill Falstad, we don't kill the Artanis, and we don't get the objective.
Now, was it a planned thing that Joanna was fighting for the bell tower with her life while you guys go for the kill, or
not exactly? That was like a bit of split decision making. I called for me and the Falstad to try and kill the Artanis and collect the point, and the Joanna was defending the bottom point on their own.
So it was a bit of a split call, but I mean, in the end, it ended up working out because, the 2 of you was enough to bring down the Artanis, and Joanna fighting for that bell tower with her life. I mean, she ends up going down, but that was the difference maker. You were able to get that 4th shot in just a little bit ahead of time. And I mean, I'm sure you're riding high after that ending. Yeah,
that was probably the most intense, close game ender we've had.
Yeah, don't go back and watch the VOD. I might blow your ears out.
No, it's okay. His mic, he was yelling so loud, his mic cut him out.
I blew out the mic.
Did. You literally did. I couldn't hear anything he said. I know I was yelling, and I could see on my voice meter and stuff that went through for my yelling, but for yours, it was just gone. You yelled so loud that your mic was dead.
I was hyped. That was the craziest ending I've seen in a long time. That was awesome.
Yeah, well, I'm glad we were able to put on a good show.
Yeah, well, I don't have any more questions about the game. I do have, of course, questions off the game. So I find it kind of ironic. So you guys' name is I'm Not Trolling. And I'll ask you, my first question would be, how'd you guys come up with that name?
So we had a different name for like 3 seasons, I think.
Naval?
And yeah, Naval. And we're like, okay, we need to pick like a real name, because that was just like our default group name. And so I just was like, okay, well, let's make a list of possible options. Everyone submit some options, and then we'll vote on what we like the best. And it managed to come out on top. We really liked the double meaning of it, or the triple meaning even. Okay. It's like, because sometimes we are trolling, but sometimes we're not.
You just want to say it so you don't look bad.
And then also the abbreviation was ideal. That was kind of one of the requirements for the name options, was have a good abbreviation. And so our abbreviation of int, like, we're inting, we're not inting, are we trolling, are we not trolling? And that way, if we ever do something that looks like trolling, it's fine, you know? Because we're inting.
I like it. I think it's funny. But then the ironic part is I like how you guys have the Guardian of Terror picture in your image. And you guys played Guardian of Terror. And I was like, what the coincidence?
That picture is another story.
Well, I was about to say, why is it Guardian of Terror and not any other map?
So I'd like to say it was planned because we have a backstory that was the very first map we ever played on. Just like when we first were introduced to the game, and we just like saw the loading screen to Garden of Terror. But that's not really the reason why. It's just because I happened to put it together as a picture.
And you're just like, Garden of Terror's right there, boom.
Yeah, nobody else on my team put any effort into making one, so we just went with my default one.
Ah, okay. I thought maybe like Blackheart's Bay or something there. All right. Well, Shane, do you have any other questions?
I mean, not really. I think we hit the big stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'll leave the floor to you if you want to get out any. Oh, never mind.
Wait, sorry. I do have a question. It just hit me. So, you win this round. You're set up to go for the Nexus Division Finals next week.
Who would have thought? Here we are.
I know that there's one team that, looking at the standings, looks like they're going to be a favorite going into the next week. How are you feeling going into next week for your final series?
I think we're just going to try and have fun because we're proud of making it this far.
I feel that.
And if we can win, that's great.
Hey, don't sell yourself short, you know? I mean, we were talking about at the start of the cast, I don't believe you had taken a map off of heavy hitters this season, and yet here you are, 3-1 out in the series, taking home the W, so you never know what's going to happen.
Fun fact, this is the same final score we had last season in the finals.
Oh my goodness. It hits you harder to win when you're in the finals. During regular season, you lose. Finals,
I see what you did there. Hits you harder.
Yeah, there we go. Wait, where's the soundboard? No, wrong one. There we go.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
right.
We'll see. Maybe Death and Delay beats them, and we have to face them again. We will find out.
We will see when their game happens. But until then, why don't you go ahead and give out any shout-outs or anything you'd like to say? Okay,
just shout out to my team. They did great. We worked everything out somehow. Shout outs to heavy hitters. Those were great games. And it was really fun. And shout out to the casters for putting on the show for us.
Of course, and congratulations tonight on your big win, your butt-clenching winning.
Definitely the closest finish I've seen in a long time.
I've seen one closer, I think last season. It was Towers of Doom, and both shots went off at the same time. One was just slightly quicker. Insane. But yeah, you guys definitely had a really fun match to cast and to watch, and I can't wait to see how you guys do next week in your finals game. And don't celebrate too hard tonight, but have some fun celebrating.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Of course, you have a good night.
You too.
Alrighty, chat. That is it for tonight for me. I am tired and I'm gonna go crash in my bed. Shane, would you like to say anything to chat before we leave?
Don't forget to ban Brightwing.
Alright, chat. Thank you everyone for hanging out with us. This was going to be a fun series, and I'm glad we were able to cast it. Congratulations to I'm Not Trolling for their win tonight, and also shout out to Heavy Hitters for giving us a good, especially that last game, giving us a great show. So yeah, thanks everyone watching once again. If you liked our content, don't forget to follow me on Give Me More Cosplay. It's on any of my social medias. It's all the same name. Shane, is there anywhere that people can follow you and stalk you?
There is not, but I will say, in all seriousness, it was an absolute pleasure to cast. It was an absolutely great series, and shout outs to both of the teams for putting on a great show for us tonight.
You're welcome for dragging you in tonight. All right, everyone. Have a good night, and we'll see you guys later in the Nexus. Bye-bye.